recording, yo. We
Oh,
back.
wow.
We back in the green room. What up, y'all? Joe Feezy Fox.
Yo, what's up, man? Go ahead.
Look who's back, y'all.
Look.
He been out on the road getting money. He been
Nah.
living his life. He don't want to be all intern no more.
I've
He's
been
seen a couple of
chilling.
dollars, so then he's like, if I can make it over there, I'll make it over there, guys. John Grimes back in the building.
Hello,
What's up?
everybody. Hello.
New hat and all. Look at him.
We getting
Got a
money.
new truck. Got a
No.
new truck that came with that hat.
No, not yet. Not
No.
yet.
Where you
Can't
been,
wait.
man? What you been up to?
Man, hitting these comedy streets, man.
Tell them about the show. Go ahead. We'll start it off with your promotions. Promote. Go.
Okay, well, first things first, St. Louis, March 14th, 314 Day. I'll be at the City Winery cutting up.
Is it called 314 Day?
St. Louis, that's our area code, 314, so we make that a holiday. So our area code.
No, I'm saying
Oh,
is
March
I know
14th.
I know 314.
Oh,
St.
yeah,
Louis.
March.
Is it a real actual holiday? Are you
Absolutely.
calling it
In St.
314?
Louis, if I said
Area
314 Day, that's a big event.
What happens on 314 Day?
Parties, things like that. I don't know if they do a parade anymore, but it used to be like a big fun thing. So,
You can celebrate phones.
no, just like the city. It's like a city day. Like a show City Day.
That's dope.
Wait,
That's
so it used to be like big parades and all that stuff.
Yeah, it used to be bigger and like fun. Like, I don't know if it's just like an inside joke with like people there, but like we always turn up on 314 Day.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Right,
So I figured, why not do a comedy
shout out
show?
to 314. Shout out to 314 Day. John Grimes has a show at City
The Lou.
Winery. If you in the 314,
The loop.
show up, show out, have a good time. The Lou,
Dope.
yeah. They
Dope.
probably stopped the parades because of all the violence and shooting, but that's neither here nor there.
That's East St. Louis, right? East St.
No,
Louis.
no, it's
It's kinda-
it's like a mirror. Either side is bad.
Either side is bad.
I like St. Louis. I like the club in St. Louis that we perform at because White Castles is right down the block.
Shout out White Castle.
Do the
First,
show straight to
Never
White
go
Castle.
there. Never.
Straight to White Castle after the show.
No, I'm so regretful. Man, what y'all want? I'm like, oh man, water.
You got it.
The water's fattening up in
White Castles. I'm a New Yorker. We know how to eat White Castles.
Oh.
Eat it, enjoy it. 2 bottles of water, flush it all out immediately.
yeah.
Just enjoy the taste, and it goes down. Then just get it out.
St. Louis, forgive Tony Rock for his opinion about Emo's Pizza, but I tried to help him
Emo's
out.
Pizza, trash,
That's disrespectful.
trash. Tastes like frozen.
We gotta cut this part.
supermarket thin crust pizza.
Slander, libel.
It tastes like Vaughn's. What's not even a good supermarket? Like
Okay,
Like
lying.
Food for Less.
Food for less.
that's
you
crazy.
ever get a frozen thin crust pizza from Food for Less?
No.
That's Emo's Pizza.
That's
yeah,
crazy.
man. That's a reflection.
Maybe
of,
it was the place, the one he ordered from. I will say this. Maybe it was his bad.
It was not
decision.
my favorite location. I will admit that.
Okay, I'm giving you that.
He coming back to St. Louis, y'all. Bring him 8 boxes, and I'll eat them if
Bring
you
me,
don't.
bring me fresh out the
out the oven.
what is it? The stone.
Low-key.
A stone grilled. Or
What
stone,
do they call it?
Yeah. A
Stone
stone
oven.
pit.
A stone,
The stone pit oven.
Yeah.
Bring it fresh from the pit. Yeah, I'll try it again. I will give you my honest opinion again. The time I had it. Keep in mind, John Grimes bigged that shit up crazy.
I'm always gonna big it
I
up,
was
man.
not impressed.
Delicacy.
St. Louis, is that the dude? Is that the same club where I almost got my ass kicked?
Yes.
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 Hey, by the grace of God, brother.
Because I knew it was
That woman's animals
like,
whoop your
like
ass,
helium.
man.
Is that same?
6'5" woman, you called her. That nigga was 6'5".
How Joe Fox thought that guy was a lady, beyond me.
Come on, man. You saw that.
6'5", brolic,
Queen Latifah braids. Only thing that might have.
twist dreads, but braided backwards.
Come on,
That's the only
man.
thing that might have made you think.
Come on, man.
Sitting with a woman.
He said, "Are y'all
And
a
he said,
lesbian?"
how long y'all been a lesbian couple?
no.
Dude said, what? And he kept going. So, I mean, it's cool if y'all lesbians. Like, dude like, yeah, who you talking to, fam? It's cool if you gay. Like, you know, it's a new age.
Trying to set up the joke, man.
I'm backstage like, wait, are we about to have a problem?
I'm in the back of the room like, I don't know what I can do about this. This is wild.
And dude's like, yo, wait, what he said? I'll slap the shit out of you, something like that?
He
Like,
said,
something like
man,
that.
man, I'm smack the shit out of this motherfucker.
then when I heard that, I'm like, okay, now I got to get ready. I'm backstage like, okay, we got to fight. And I look out and see the guy, and I say to myself, first and foremost, why would he think that was a woman? Then number 2,
What?
damn, we got to fight this guy?
Come on, man.
Because we both got to fight this guy.
She looked like straight up set it off up in there.
She is
Come on, man.
wild.
He looked like set it off.
The only thing crazier than what you did is
Uh-huh.
what Tony did immediately after.
Yeah, I'm like,
This
now
nigga
we
comes
still
out.
gotta fight.
He comes out and like tries to, I thought, quell the situation. Like, oh man, it's all good.
But
Blah, blah, blah.
I didn't.
You did, but in the
I
craziest
got him
way.
on my side. I won him
I
over.
know. This nigga calmed him down.
After.
Well,
Go
he
ahead.
came out talking about we got to fight this nigga, blah, blah, blah. Everybody laughing, blah, blah, blah. He said, you know what? I'm going to make it better,
I had the
man.
room rocking.
He said, yeah,
room was like...
They was laughing.
Rocking.
Because
he used
fighting
me.
joke. Yes, because everybody was on the
Yeah.
same page. It was tense as shit.
Yeah.
And so Tony came out. Everybody started laughing about what was about to happen, what's about to go down. Tony extends the olive leaf to the olive branch to this man. Said, yo, man, you know I got you. I'm going to get you a drink. What you want? And the man goes, I'll take a blue margarita. He said, blue margarita.
Blueberry
Blueberry
margarita.
margarita.
Like,
Man,
what
you
you
is a
want,
bitch.
I said,
Nah.
blueberry margarita. Oh, you are a bitch.
Whole room exploded
All the
again.
work I had done to get the room back set and get this guy to calm down, erased in a second. He was like, oh, I'm about to fuck both of them up.
I was like, oh man, now I got
We
to
lost
run back
it. I'm
up
in
there.
back like, no fucking.
Right in the front.
That was gold.
Hey, I pushed the envelope. That's what I do.
That was gold.
Hey, man.
Steve Allen said, a comedian by nature is
It's
a
offensive.
troublemaker.
It's a troublemaker, yeah.
And I tried to be a troublemaker on stage.
Hey man, sometimes you get
If
into
I'm
some
not,
bullshit.
if I feel like I'm not enough of a troublemaker, I will keep it going.
Yeah, man.
I don't stay on it until this is what I don't like what comics do. I don't like when a comic gets something really good in the audience and just milks it too much, and now the person's uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And the room is like, all right,
Knowing you
enough.
won. Knowing
Come
you
on, man,
won.
now you're just being malicious. Like, I don't
Yeah.
like that. But I'll keep it going.
Mhm.
I'll throw a few logs on the fire,
Mhm.
and then I'll go, oh, hey, man, hey, bro, come on, bro. Come, give me a hug, man. Stop playing.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I'll change the whole dynamic of the room.
Yeah.
And by the end of the show, people are like, wow, that's really crazy.
The way he made that happen.
He made that whole thing, go up and then brought it back down. And
Mhm.
I'm a puppet master, bro.
Yeah,
that night was a great night.
That's the
hilarious.
mark of a true professional.
Yeah, if you're a fan of like improv, that
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a great set to see.
Hostile environment too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we in like, I don't know, somewhere pleasant. Like St. Louis is a very crazy city. So that whole interaction from you to you, like I was like, man, this could have went so left. This could have been on World Star Monday. Like I thought we was gonna have a World Star moment, man.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I was like, this is OD.
Yeah, straight up. That man, you know what I liked about what they did? Because we were playing.
Yes, the last night of the weekend.
Oh, that
The
was
Nerf
super
guns.
dope.
Shout out St. Louis Helium for that.
That was
Yo,
dope.
let's not lose sight of that right
Yeah.
there. We on the road every weekend. We on the road 50 weeks, 50, 48,
Yeah, a lot.
49 weeks out the year. Never have we had that much fun after the show
shows.
with the staff.
Yep.
Yes.
Like we have fun after the shows, don't get me wrong. The partying and dinners and all that stuff.
Mhm.
Great. We have a great time
Yeah.
after the shows. But that night, St. Louis Helium,
Yes.
Funny Bone,
No,
Helium.
helium.
St. Louis
Helium.
the wait staff brought their Nerf guns after the Sunday show.
Mhm.
And the manager was so cool. He was still like, I run a business, so let's be cool here. Let's clean the room first.
Yep.
Make sure we get all the checks in. All
Yep.
the money's put away. We good.
Mhm.
Tony's paid. Fox is paid. Grimey's paid.
Mhm.
We have nothing else to do here. Bars closed. We took the counter liquor and all that.
Mhm.
Okay. Everything's done.
Mhm.
Get your guns, guys.
Get your gun.
And we was like, oh, hell yeah. And they were shocked that we stayed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, no, I'm playing.
Oh yeah, that was
And
dope.
they thinking, oh, headliner, his crew, they're celebrities. They don't want to do this shit.
Mhm.
We were like, yo, what am I doing?
Yo.
And we played for like a good 2 hours in that moment.
Man, it was
Yeah, that was
insane.
dope.
That was a great, shout out St. Louis Helium. That was
Yeah,
fun. That was fun.
dope.
You know what? when is that back on the
August.
calendar? August?
Yeah.
We gonna get Nerf guns and go back.
Yeah, because the ones that I had was horrible. I'm
Yeah,
like,
we gonna
man,
get
this
Nerf guns.
don't work.
I
I'm like,
kept a Nerf gun from that night, a Nerf bullet, and put it in my backpack just to say,
I
hey,
did
you
the
know
same
what,
thing.
man, keep it light.
I did the
Always
same
keep
thing.
it light.
It's-
That was,
I did the same
yeah.
that
exact
really
thing.
helped me remember, like, yo, we got work to do,
I have one
but
in my backpack right now.
oh man, I don't.
I-
Just
it
like
was
to remember the moment. Like always remember like the fun
Yeah.
of it all and why you started. Before we go any further, shout out to my brother Kirk. Yo, it was good seeing you this weekend in New York, man. Of course, our sponsor, Captain Kirk Jamaican Rum Punch. Get your order, get your order, get your order. This stuff is right here. And I saw my brother this weekend in New York. He saw the baby.
Mhm.
I said, say, what's up, Mr. Kirk? Charleston said, what's up, Mr. Kirk? I said, that's the one that gives me the punch for the show. And he was like, what punch? I'm like, yeah, you're a little too young. Can't tell you about it, but one day.
New York, tell us about it.
Yo,
New
man.
York was fire, man. New York was fire. So I was in Paris the week before. You guys know that.
Right.
Right.
I flew LA to New York. I broke the trip up. I didn't want to fly straight LA to Paris. That's too long for me.
Mm.
I flew LA to New York,
Right.
surprised my mom,
Mhm.
spent the day with her. Next morning, got up, New York to Paris.
Right.
There for 4 days, flew back, Paris to New York, broke it up again, spent a day with my mom's, flew back to LA to get Charleston. She thought I was leaving to go back to New York, to go back to LA. I was going to get Charleston to bring him back for her surprise 80th birthday party.
Yo, man.
So me and Charleston go back Friday. We stay in the hotel Friday and Saturday. I got to lay low the whole time because the party's Sunday. I don't want to see Charleston.
Yeah.
Why does my sister, Brian, Jordan all go to New York and go stay at the house? So I'm like, yo.
You know what's going on.
She don't know about the party Sunday, but they all there. Like, we here for mommy's birthday. Well, why am I laying low if everybody's at the house?
Nobody knows that you're there still?
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm going to chill because, I want it to be a surprise when she walks in like, oh, shit. Like, so that part was super cool. I wanted to be at the house eating home cooking, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was dope, man. All my cousins, nephews, nieces, uncles, aunts. Yo, so many people. My mother used to live in a high-rise downtown Brooklyn, 31st floor, balcony about the size of this room. Right? The guy that worked the door guy, every time we come in, oh, you're a rock brother. I know, I've seen recognize the face. You guys all look alike. So he'd let us in the building. If they brought food, he would take it up to my mom. You're supposed to call and be like, hey, your food's downstairs. He would bring it upstairs to my mom.
That's what's up.
She had gift packages. He would take them up. He was a super cool guy. And she would always be like, the guy downstairs so nice, tip him and everything. I get to the party, he's there. My mother has not lived in that building in 2 years since we bought up the house back in Brooklyn. And he's at the party like, yeah, your mother was so nice. Your sister called and was like, if you don't mind stopping by. He was like, I love Mr. Rock. I'd love to be here. I was like, yo, that's crazy, bro. Like, just the people that she interacted with that was like, just want to show some love, That was pretty cool. I was impressed with everybody coming out. It was dope.
That was dope, man.
We bought a new car.
Oh, what was it?
Caddy truck. My mother turned 80.
Yeah.
Realistically, she probably won't be driving very much longer. Right? My father was a Cadillac man. That's why I have a Cadillac.
Right.
It's a tribute to my father. So if it's gonna be her last car,
make it a Cadillac.
It's gonna be a Cadillac.
Yeah.
It's like dad sent you that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's a blessed woman, man. I remember that one time I met her. It was her and Holly Robinson Pete's mother at All Deaf that one time. I don't know.
They thick as thieves. They Thelma and Louise.
Yeah. I was like, man, that's her. That's her.
They go to Palm Springs together. They rent out mansions and have parties and dance to old music and have cookouts. And I'm like, I wonder what they're doing in that damn house. Yeah, my mom's living her life, man. It's a beautiful thing to see that, where we came from, that now she can just sit back and all her sons like, yo, we got it. Like,
yeah,
we got you.
And she's always,
we got you.
She was always willing to give her time to the other young. I think we were in New York, Levity Live, and she came up, and she was like holding court, and all these ladies.
Oh, we was at the bar, and all those. After the show, we at the bar. We selling merch, and we go to the bar to like talk to some chicks, and my mother's at the end of the bar, like a bunch of women, like, so how was it raising all these kids? And she's just like, yo, so let me tell you this, you got to really be involved with each other. I'm like, okay, she having her own little after party over there, like having her own meet and greet.
yeah, man,
it was cool. So and here's some funny shit. So my mother turned 80. My mother has seen girlfriends come and go from all of her sons.
Right.
Millions of girlfriends my mother has seen come and go.
Millions and millions.
She texted me today and was like, you ain't gonna believe a girl I dated in like 1989, 90 called her to wish her happy 80th. Like how she even knew how to get in touch with my mom. Like, I'm not sure she had the same number the whole time, but a girl I dated in 1990.
A text message.
Called her. Called her. She said, I got a real live. She said a real live message. So I don't know if it's like a real live message, but she called her. She called her and wished her happy birthday. So thank you for that. If you watched the podcast, thank you for that. I appreciate you showing my mom love all these years later. I appreciate it. No bad blood between us. So that was pretty cool. Grimy laughing. Look at what's the laugh for?
I don't know. That's a hell of a way back in. If I was,
yeah, man, yeah.
My mama called.
Is he still available?
I saw a picture of him. He looks good. Tell him I said hi.
Man, she can't go straight to you for a heat check. She got a heat check.
I'm willing to bet I was the best boyfriend all of my girlfriends had.
I feel the same way.
I feel like that for real. I feel like I was the best because a lot of them. Now, keep in mind, I'm like, listen to what I'm saying, because it ain't like I did them wrong. Not all of them. I have girlfriends that I did dirty. I willingly admit, but some of them did me dirty.
Yeah.
So it ain't like I'm saying I was the best boyfriend that all my ex-girlfriends had, and I was the one that cheated or I was the one that just I was the best boyfriend, and some of them did me left field, bro. But it's no love lost,
And it's so long ago.
And it's so long ago. Yeah.
So
and
long
I've grown
ago.
since then. Especially now, because now I'm doing the research. I'm doing the work on me and trying to better myself and all that. I'm in a space now where I wouldn't have been 10 years ago to be so accepting and so,
Right.
not holding grudges and all that stuff. So yeah, it's a good space to be in.
Well, look who the
I'm
cat
working on
drug
me.
in. What's going on, brother?
That's why I put the hashtag on my. That's why I put the hashtag on my post sometimes. Working on me,
No, sir.
because
Let's
I'm
see.
literally doing the work on me. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I did yesterday? Yesterday, I went through, my health benefits and stuff. I was looking for a therapist, and I'm not there yet, but there's a whole process to make sure that you find somebody in network, and they send you to this whole thing. So I'm like, man,
That is the process. You got to go through all of that, or is that process?
for me, for my health insurance, because I asked about, I called the number. I said, look, I'm trying to get a mental health therapy.
Right.
So they direct you.
Okay.
Call the number and give them your membership number, and you just and here's your copay or whatever. So I'm looking forward to that. I would rather talk to somebody who I know who I'm referred to instead of going to some doctor.
Right.
But hopefully I'll find somebody that.
You know what you could do? Like, this is small comparison, but this what I'm doing. Like, maybe I'll get to that point one day where I'll say, I need to go sit and actually talk to a person. But right now, it's just the quietness. It's like that trip to Paris. That was therapy for me. Take a trip, take a solo trip, go somewhere, sit, listen to yourself, block all the noise out, and just reflect and think about the stuff that the things that are troubling, the things that are like keep popping up, and address them. In your own head. You know what I mean? That's what I'm doing. That's why I say I'm doing the work on me. Maybe I'll get to the point, but right now it feels good to be addressing the things that I think I need to address.
You do
fixing the problems with certain people. Rectifying some things that I did wrong with certain people.
Yeah,
it feels good to be in this space.
I've been doing some research. I don't know if you guys do research on YouTube. I mean, I don't know if that's good or bad, but like, you find what you want to find. If you keep looking, you'll find something that kind of resonates with you. And one thing that I saw was, do some self-reflective work. You like stare at a wall. I heard this guy, he just, stare at a wall, like, clear up your area, stuff like that. And, and just nothing, silence, and just take it in and see what you're dealing with. Cause that's some scary things. It's like, you have nothing to do and you're just by yourself with your thoughts, how to quiet yourself down.
That's what I'm saying. That's what.
Do you read books?
Yeah, I read books all the time.
Often?
Wait, time out. What are we talking about?
Well,
we were talking about you, and we changed the subject into this, and we were talking about you.
Tell me what I missed.
We went from New York to ran to OX,
New York.
and then from OX.
Talk about the mom's birthday.
Mom's birthday.
Okay.
Today, mom's hit me and said an ex-girlfriend from 1989-90 reached out to her to wish her a happy birthday.
Wow.
I was like, yo, that's cool. I appreciate the love. No disrespect, no bad blood between us. Then I said, I'm in a new space now. Like 10 years ago, I would have been like, yo, I might have been like, fuck that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But now, since I'm doing the work on me, trying to, do my own version of therapy, I'm in a better space with everybody.
I just want to say, mom's birthday was beautiful and amazing.
Dope. How she doing?
I had the best time.
Right,
I'm so glad that I made that trip. I got to meet mom for the first time.
Yeah, I didn't know he didn't meet mom. So they talk and he's like, yo, I thought y'all met before. Like,
yeah. I got to meet her for the first time. I was very impressed with when it was the 80th birthday, and I don't mean to go back, but I just got
go ahead, do your thing.
The 80th birthday. I look at your mom, man, and I don't see nothing with the 8 in the front. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Her energy, her spirit is so very youthful.
Yeah.
I mean, she was dancing, and not old lady. She was dancing like
she was stepping.
Like she was stepping. She was like I was like, yo, your mom is fly.
Yeah, man.
Like,
That's what I noticed. She is active. She
No,
doesn't
very
have
active.
that.
I remember when we were in New Jersey, and I was just staring at her watching the show. Because I was like, who's mom? His mom at the show watching the show? Because I was just picturing my mom watching. I never seen her do it. So I was like, this is so cool that I can see, like, y'all moms and parents see y'all perform.
He just gave his own moms. His brother said a joke because my moms ain't never do it.
My
So
mom
anyway.
ain't-
My mom has never came to a comedy show. So
Your mom's never been to see
not
you
a
stand
single one. She knows it's going to be somebody cursing. She can't go nowhere where it's going to be cursing.
Oh, she's
wow.
Very
Hey.
religious. Very religious.
Hey,
So
man, if my mama can
Even
get
her
over
own
it, your
child.
mama can get over it.
She will not step foot in the
Mom.
comedy club. Like
Wow.
it's been 10 years plus years, so I ain't gonna change her mind. The only time that she said I went to my dad's funeral and spoke for like 5 minutes. And I made like one joke. At the end of the funeral, my mom walks by and goes, "See, that was kind of like a show." I was
Yeah.
like, what? My mom got the worst. I get it from her.
You
She's
John
like,
Grimes perform?
he did a bit.
What's your pop's name?
David,
At David's funeral, Joe was funny. He was funny.
Hilarious.
As
Had
hell.
a
Joe was funny as
one-liner.
hell.
But,
Yeah, I remember watching your mom, but she was laughing. And like, I think Joe, I mean, it was you and up. And so I'm like, she just taking in the show, enjoying herself. And she was just by herself. The servers come by, ask her a question, might bring her something else. But I was just like, man, that must be really cool to see that. But I thought also the humor that she was laughing at was very like in the room, present, topical, like short-minded stuff. And I was like, man, she doing good because
she's sharp, man.
I know her age, but now I'm like, that was only a year ago. So
She's sharp.
at 79,
they
she
got
was
her.
chilling.
I don't know if you told him, but they got her a car.
Yeah.
And, first of all, my cousin was with me, cousin Smack, and it made him. He was there, and he was like, "Damn, man, like I'm about to shed a tear, because his mom passed away.
I didn't know that.
In 2023, the same year Kim passed away. She passed away in March. She passed away in July. So his mom was a young mother. She was bowling 2 weeks before she passed away. So he was just looking, he was like, man, this is so beautiful. Because even on his jean jacket, he has a pin, and that's his mom on the pin he has on the jacket. And I was just taking it in. I said, man, just to see all of the siblings together. And I was just sitting back like, yo, this is beautiful. And they bought her a Cadillac, right? And me and my cousin was rolling. We said, now, this is the right kind of Cadillac for an 80-year-old woman. Ain't no suicide doors. Ain't no drive time. You go to church, you can go to the winery, you can go grocery shopping, you can pick up the grandbabies, you can do everything with this Cadillac, man. And
multi-purpose.
All multi-purpose. So, but yeah, man, I was so happy for the invite, man. I was just happy I was able to, share that experience with the family, man. Yeah.
Yo, did you see that picture Jordan posted in the head? It was like all the brothers, but Los and Keith were cropped out.
Oh, he cropped them out? No, because we took two. We took one.
I didn't see that.
She was like, I want all the kids I raised.
Yeah.
So everybody's in it. Quan's in it. Keith Carlos in it. Everybody's in it. And then she was like, I want one with just the Rock Boys.
Right.
So I just spit on my own hand. So Andy was like outside talking to somebody. We all got in, and we took that picture. And everybody's like, "Where's Andy?" I was like, "Well, I think she said the boys." But then we like, "Where the hell is Andy to get in the picture?" So Andy run around drinking mimosas. Like, Andy was having her own party.
She was having a ball.
He said, "Y'all didn't have to crop me out." I said, "Man, I reposted it from Jordan's page. I didn't do it."
I wanted real quick on the ex-girlfriend thing. Just for anybody, all y'all can answer this though. If they locked every girl you hooked up with or had a relationship with in a room, what would they say about y'all? What would they say about you? What would be the main consensus?
I think all of them will have something good to say.
Yeah.
It is not one that I can't think of that will have something negative to say. You know why? Because a lot of times, it was an inside joke with my crew. Trey will have the same girl or keep in touch with the same girl from the third grade. And that's the truth. Like, it could be a third grade girlfriend. Got to call me right now. Hey, Trey. Like, hey, what's going on? Have a good conversation. But nobody got nothing to say because a lot of times, man, they broke up with me for something stupid or whatever to where now, they like, yeah, that was dumb. But I never did nothing crazy to make a woman just say, I can't talk with you. I can't deal with you no more. So I've always been, my demeanor. I've always just been the chill, cool guy. Even my son's mother now, if you was to talk to her, she'd be like, yeah, I was on some bullshit for a little bit.
But y'all was so young though. Y'all so young.
We were young, man. So I can't think of no ex. If there's any exes out there that got some bullshit to say, you can say it in the comments.
That's an episode right there. That's an episode. I smell an episode.
Yeah.
Ex-girlfriend sending questions in.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but I just think that like, Trey was cool. He was chill. You know what I mean? If the ones who I didn't commit to may say I just don't think he was ready for a commitment, but he was honest to tell me that, and we just had fun until it expired.
Right.
A lot of my situations expired.
Ran its course.
It ran its course, but not on no negative shit. Just ran its course.
Yeah, I think I don't know what those two would say. No, I'm joking. I don't know what they would say to each other, but hopefully they'll say what they said to me, which is, he's a good kisser. you're a great kisser. I think they would say that at least.
Nothing about your character, Fox. Nothing.
Fox always just
I don't know.
Nothing about your personality.
Hey, he's cool. He's always wanted to do stand up.
He never told me anything.
Nah, he's always wanted to do stand.
He never told me his name, but
Hilarious. What name did he tell you? No, he's doing what he's always said he wanted to do. Because every person, if I'm thinking of certain exes, like I've always told them, like stand up comedy actor and stuff like that, and they'd probably say, yeah, he did tell me that one day he's gonna do this. And excuse me, y'all, Invisalign, it's kicking my ass right now. I think that they would say, what I'm doing now is something that they knew about that I wanted to do back then. Like I was committed to that. Maybe even so much.
So your 4th grade girlfriend.
I didn't have no girlfriend in the 4th grade.
I never have a girlfriend since I can remember.
I did not
have a girlfriend since I
did not have a girlfriend in the 4th grade. I just did. Where I went to school, no, nigga, no.
I can name all my girlfriends, bro.
You remember all of them?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good.
I could probably.
Most of them.
Yeah, definitely majority of them I could name.
Yeah.
What did you really like? Yeah.
So this is the thing. We was at the house one time. I was in New York. To answer your question. So I was home maybe this past summer. All my boys at the house came to see my mom. We bought my mom's a new house in Brooklyn. Like I said, she had the apartment on downtown Brooklyn. Now she's in a brownstone again. And we came home to see the house, make sure everything was cool. And all my boys from the neighborhood that still live around the way, like, yo, come to the crib. We got my mom's a new crib. So all the boys that she raised, all the kids she raised, came to the house. So we all in there just talking, holding court, me and all my brothers and all my dudes. And we just telling stories like, yo, who was the one that would do this? Who was the one that did this? And we just all telling stories. And Twin said, yo, Tone was the ladies' man. Tone was the one that had all the girls growing up. And Andre said, yeah, Tone was the ladies' man. But Tone problem was Tone always wanted the girl he wanted.
Right.
That's the thing that held him back from being a player. He only was interested in the girls he was interested in.
Right.
These 10 girls over here could be interested in me, but if I wasn't interested in them, I was like, I don't.
He's like, I like you.
In my youth, it was like, I don't see the point.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas my older brothers were like, yo, man, just you could
snag that.
You have all 10 of them. But I only liked the girls that I liked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if you put them all in a room, I say all that to say, if you put them all in a room, they would all say, he really, really liked me.
Mm-hmm.
He really showed me he liked me. Because I really did. I wouldn't even waste my time in my youth with like dating or, we don't even know what dating is in our youth, but I wouldn't waste my time with the process if I didn't like you. So all my ex-girlfriends would say like, he really, really liked me.
That's dope.
And like I said, some of them, like I said this earlier, like, yo, some of them, it's no bad blood, even though they did me dirty.
Right.
Yeah.
It's no bad blood now.
Yeah. I'm the same way. It's women that have done me dirty, and I'm still like, I'm a forgiving dude, man. So I'm just like, it's all good.
Yeah.
After a while.
Yeah, plus it's so long ago. I was like, you still on that?
Right.
Right.
Now, no, listen, let's not gloss over this. Hold on. It is a long time ago. And we do remember the hurts that we have been through in our lives. Yeah. So it's not like, people be like, oh, it's 10 years ago, get over it. But it was a defining incident in my life.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. So don't forgive me for not letting it go. And I'm not saying I'm holding on to it and I haven't been able to move on. Yeah. I've done amazing things since.
Right. Yeah.
But it was a thing that happened, it was an incident in my life that defined
your character in some ways.
My character from that day as to how I lived the next day.
Right.
Right?
That's an impact.
So, right?
Yeah. Right.
So it's like people say it all the time, like, yo, get over it. It's like, yeah, you could just get over it, yes. But some things happen at a point in your life that's like, yo, this is
it's gonna shake the
defining.
Yeah.
This is defining.
Yeah. I definitely
so I've had,
that.
like I said, some of the girls that did me dirty, like I was saying, my brother Andre was like, yo, Tone was the ladies' man of all of us, but Tone only liked the girls that liked him. Right. He wasn't interested in like maybe 20 girls. It's like, yo, what's up? He's like, I only like her.
Yeah.
And my older brother's like, yo, you can have all 20 of them.
Right.
Nah, I just want her.
Right.
So that was me in my youth. Yeah. Now, like I said, this is how defining it was. At one point, one girl, I don't know which one, but might have did something that the next day I was like, oh, you know what? Well, fuck it then. I'm going to have 20 from now on.
Yeah.
And that changed my trajectory.
Right.
So when I came to LA, I was a different motherfucker than I was. When you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I came to LA like, yo, everybody could get it.
Yeah.
I'm running through this city.
I'm running through it.
You know what I'm saying?
It was a breakup for me that made me say, fuck it, I'm moving to LA.
Really?
It was
really?
a breakup for me that said, man, you know what? I'm
now that's not a breakup. You could just say, get over it. It's like you changed my whole life.
Yeah.
But I you can forgive I'm saying just like, okay, yeah, I forget. Like if you saw him today, you wouldn't you wouldn't go back to that moment and be like, I remember what you did.
No.
You know, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Part of you exists inside of you, though. That person still exists in you somewhere.
Well, that means you ain't healed yet.
I truly believe that there is for men that like women, there is a breakup or there is a woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
That has fueled your life to this very day.
Yes.
Of course. Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that.
Good or bad.
It could be just to prove this bitch wrong.
Yeah.
Or to show this bitch, look what she fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Or to, you said I couldn't.
Yeah.
But I truly believe every man got at least one in their past that's like, that's the fuel for where I am today.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
right?
man, look, that's a God.
If you learned anything, that should be like a stepping stone for.
And I always say that sometimes in life, there's no more of a motivating factor than to just want to prove a motherfucker wrong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we got.
Slick.
Oh yeah, we got. Yeah, look at this brother right here.
I'm here with the real OG.
Oh, come on now.
If that's a can of beer, you
You got a tall boy over there.
You got us all beat.
Look at here.
Pull the mic in. Yeah, there you go.
First of all,
let us introduce you.
Wait, let's say what you gotta say.
First of all, please forgive me for being late. I'm usually on time. I treat people like the airport. But today, it was a rough one. But anyway.
Man, we're glad you made it, brother.
Hey, man, I took every shortcut. This is my old stomping grounds.
Yeah.
This is where it all started, right here. I'll tell you about it. It all started right in this area.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get into how it started. We're going to get into how it started.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, sir. How are you?
Funny ass.
It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Thank you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the green room, comic, actor. If some of these cats call themselves OGs, you definitely triple OG.
Thank you, brother.
You triple OG.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
From New York City, raised in LA.
Well, I lied.
Okay.
It says on the internet, it says New York City.
Right.
When they were getting ready to start this whole internet thing,
Right.
they would come us to us actors and they would ask us to fill out these cards.
Where you wanted to be from.
Where you were born
Yeah.
and all that stuff. And I was like, because I never used my real name. My real name is Thomas Kent Carter, but I used TK.
Thomas King. The K is for King.
Kent.
Okay.
Kent. K-N-T.
Thomas Kent Carter.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they said, well, you got to fill out, where you from and where you were born. I was like, I'm from New York. I got cousins in Bed-Stuy. If you're an actor, you get much respect. So I just put New York. So it just stuck to this day. But I was raised in Los Angeles, South Central Los Angeles.
Okay, from South Central Los Angeles.
Yes.
Comic, actor, triple OG, TK Carter's in the green room.
Thank you so much.
Now listen, we're gonna jump right into this. Okay? We're gonna jump right into your story because number one, you late. Number two, you see the gentleman to your right.
Right.
He is a comedian.
Okay.
Of 10 plus years.
Yes, sir.
From St. Louis,
Missouri.
Missouri.
Yes,
His name is John Grimes. Super funny guy.
Right.
He's a young boy.
Okay.
He don't know a lot.
Right.
He said, TK Carter. I said, nigga, do you know who Richard Pryor is? Do you know who Arsenio Hall is? Do you know who Keenan Ivory Wayans is?
Yeah.
Then you should know who TK Carter is.
Right. And I was here before all of them, except Rich.
Except for Richard.
Richard was a very good friend of mine.
Yes.
Richard and I were like this. And I really never, publicly, do these shows where they be, I knew Richard. No, I knew Richard.
Right.
Had to.
I knew Richard.
Yeah.
I knew Richard when Richard got his first big deal at Warner Brothers. And he called me up and said, nigga, what you doing? I said, Rich, my old lady done left me, man. I think I'm going to get a divorce, man. He's like, damn all of that shit. Come on down to the office. We'll find your wife. So he said, man, they just gave me I think it was at that time $75 million deal.
Shit. What year? What year is it?
That was 82 or 80, because I just did the TV show.
1982.
I think 82, 83.
Okay.
He said, and they gave me all this money and everything. And he said, come on down here. I said, Rich, if I come down there, I'll bring a buddy of mine. And can I pitch your movie? He said, yeah, come on, bring on down. So I come on down there and I come to the Warner Brothers lot. This is a true story. I get to the Warner Brothers lot, that back gate coming the Hollywood way, that back gate. Y'all been through there. They gave Richard the whole office on that side, all the way back. And I get into the office and the secretary said, Richard's back there. He's a little nervous. And I see Rich, and Rich is hiding behind this pillar. It's like, nigga, come on. And I tell my friend, I say, well, come on, man, let's go. Rich is over there. I said, Rich, what's wrong? He said, what you talking about? What's wrong? He said, I just fired Jim Brown. And Jim said he's going to come down here and kick my ass. I said, Rich, you afraid of Jim? You got all the security. He said, nigga, you know how hard Jim hit? He said, if that nigga hit in your chest, you going to feel it. We go back to the office, man. He sits down, we talking everything, and I want to pitch him a movie, and he's like, no, I can't do that movie. I told Mudbone I wasn't going to do it as a movie, and my friend had the nerve to say, well, Rich, you don't understand. And I don't know why he said that, because Rich went off on him.
Yeah.
Damn.
And said, look here, the only reason you're here is because of TK. Matter of fact, get your ass out now.
Wow.
And kicked him out. My friend ain't talked to me since.
Damn.
Wait, now you just glossed right over that. Did you pitch a Mudbone movie to
I
Rich?
pitched, I said, listen, I want to do the adventures of Mudbone and Tillum. You know, the two cats.
Yeah.
And he says, you know, T, I like the movie. He said, but I can't do it. And I said, why? He said, because I promised them the real characters.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I said that I would only exploit them on radio, not movies.
I never knew that.
Wow.
That
Wait,
those
hold
are
on.
two real
Wait,
two
let's
guys.
check with the young boy. You know who Mudbone is?
Mudbone, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I know, yeah.
And so Rich was Rich was like, man, that was my guy.
Yeah.
And he first time, matter of fact, the first time I met Richard Pryor, I was 18 years old and I was at the Improv. Now I'm a young cat coming out here trying to make it, right? So the hottest movie at that time was Jaws.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Jaws was hot as fish grease. And I'm up on stage and Richard Pryor, David Banks, and Paul Mooney walks into the Improv. And I see, oh, this Richard Pryor. I said, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to do an impression of a Richard Pryor meets Jaws. And I was like, dun. This is a sorry joke. And Richard's like, hey, you know what? I ain't scared of you. I'll put you in some hot grease and some cornmeal. It was one of them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit it off the top.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the people clapped on them. And I come off the stage. I say, Rich, how you doing, man? He said, yeah. What's up, little brother? I said, I was funny, huh? He said, nigga, you wasn't shit. I said, I wasn't shit. I said, man, they was laughing. He said they was laughing at you. No, they was laughing with you. They wasn't laughing at you. He said, if you want to be funny, little man, he said, start talking about that shit that hurt you that you don't want nobody to know about.
Yeah.
Now bring your ass back in and come have a drink.
Ooh.
And that's how we became friends.
Wow.
Damn.
Talk about that shit that hurt
Hurts
you that you don't want
no one
nobody
He
to
said,
know
talk about that shit you don't. So how come you
Shit.
never talk about that shit that hurt you, nigga?
Wow.
That's
Day
man.
one.
And to this day, I can never stay on track to do my stand-up unless some real shit happened to me.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's what's scary. I just can't go. You got to do.
Joke,
You got to do
joke.
45
Yeah.
minutes. You got to do 45. I got to go through some shit, and not the shit that I put on myself, but I'm talking about real life stuff.
Mm.
That's the only time I can really write. When I can talk about a divorce, talk about a death in the family, talk about, you know, some court shit, talk about some, family stuff, some personal stuff.
Mm.
And it's very hard to do because you really don't want to let people know what's really going on with you.
Ooh, man,
But the
that's-
bottom line to it is they going through the same thing, but they waiting for you to say it
Yeah.
Mhm.
so they can lock in.
It's
If
relatable.
you read Freud's book on laughter, you'll understand it. What makes a person laugh? It's the tragedy that makes a person laugh. You take it back, let's go to old comedy. Guy slips on a banana peel, ass flies up in the air, hits the ground, you start laughing. That hurt. Why you laughing?
Mm-hmm.
Two guys bring the piano up the stairs and shit. Low and hard, they roll back and forth, you're laughing.
Yeah.
So nowadays, comedy has changed. Comedy has changed to the point to where you just can't get on the stage and cap on a brother like we was doing in the early 90s when New Jack was out and all of that. Look at this sucker, this big old teeth over there with the big old hat and big head. Oh, you now, do that today, you get hurt.
Sensitive motherfuckers.
Because ain't nobody playing nowadays. People going through stuff. You got COVID, you got fires, you got justice system messing with. So that ain't playing. That they ain't playing with that. But if you talk about something that you've been through, and they know that they've been through, they're gonna laugh.
Yeah.
First of all, they're gonna say, "How did he know?"
Yeah.
Because everybody really go through the same thing.
The human experience.
Yeah. And that's why Richard was so brilliant. Richard talk about that stuff, man.
My brother, he did the special where he did the special where it was taped in London and Apollo and Africa, and he cut kept jumping in between sets. He said he decided to do that because he was going to do London and the Apollo, and it was cut from set to set, right? But he's in a taxi cab in New York City talking to his best friend about his wife and his divorce and stuff that's going on. And the taxi cab driver, African dude, stops at the red light and turns around and says, "My wife is the same exact way." And he was like, holy shit. If this resonates with an African dude, I can do London, New York, and Africa.
Wow.
And did the special in Africa, and you see when they jump from set to set.
Yeah.
And the roaring and the laughter is stronger some bits in Africa than it is in New York.
Man, your brother has an amazing story.
Wait.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Let's put a pin in that. Can we put a pin in that?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to make this about everybody else.
No.
I want to talk to TK Carter. I want to see where you started, how you got started. Who was your guy? My guy was Richard growing up. My guy was Eddie growing up. Who was your guy? How'd you get started? What was the day that you said, this is what I want to do? What did you see? I used to listen to Richard Pryor albums and George Carlin albums, and then was like,
I won my first talent show as a comic at age 10, doing all the Bill Cosby stuff. I was a Cosby cat. I did every monologue on his album. My mother wrote on the album. I did everything from the Long Range and Neanderthal Man, Water Bottle, all those story jokes that Cosby did.
Chicken heart.
Those the Neanderthal Man, the caveman, and how did he eat? The way he was eating bushes who was the first person to eat meat? They were eating bushes, so they got tired of eating bushes. So he says, basking in the sun of two saber-toothed tigers. And one saber-toothed tiger is saying to the other saber-toothed tiger says, "Hey man, don't look now, but behind you there's a Neanderthal man, and he's got a stick in his hand, and he's gonna hit one of us." He said, "That's the same cat that hit Leroy, and they killed him, and they deferred him, and they put him in the fire, and then they ate him." The guy says, "Oh, that's terrible." He said, Leroy? He said, "Yeah, the one that had the one saber used to growl with the lips." Now this is Cosby's brilliance, right? Yeah. He says, "You know what? I'll tell you what we do." He says, "What? Let's start growling and start making all kind of noise." And you got, he said, "What's he doing now?" He's eating bushes. So I was doing stuff like that, the Long Ranger, all of that, and so and then I started writing school plays, and then man, I was always watching television. I was always like, them old actors, them old shuffling actors, and I used to just watch them because I used to study their reactions.
Right.
Not what they said, because they sound buffoonish, but those, because they was acting without acting. They wouldn't give them no lines.
Right.
So if you take that with your comedy and tone that down, you'll never overact.
That's so interesting that you say that. That's so interesting that you say that, because there's two comics.
Yeah. Come on.
Eddie Murphy said he would study Bruce Lee expressions.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he said when he's like with the gun turning the corner, he
Yeah.
said, I'm Bruce Lee. When I'm like drawing down on somebody, he's like, I'm doing Bruce Lee.
His face.
And George Carlin is the only comedian I've ever heard to this day in my life that said when he's writing a bit, he writes the facial expression that goes with the bit.
Right.
Yep.
So when he says like banana, it's like banana. Like he writes a facial expression with the bit.
Right.
So when he tells the bit, it's like, say this and do this. Say this and then do this. So when you said that, that's the only other time
you have to sell the. See, first of all, we can't look at them as a joke. Because I'm telling a joke. Screw a joke, man. You can be funny without having a punchline of joke if you act it out.
To act out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What comedian have I seen that really works to stand up with that with that.
Other than Mr. Bean, because he don't say nothing.
Bernie Mac used to kind of do it a little bit, but I haven't really seen a comedian do it other than Pryor, like Richard Pryor, the deer drinking the water.
Yeah.
And he takes you there, or open the wine or open the water. You don't have to do the whole thing, just a couple things with it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, absolutely.
And we all have it in us because all our stand-up for black people is observational. I got a lot of my stand-up from the liquor store. I worked at the liquor store a lot. And I'd go out, hang with the winos, take them a short dog, and get me some jokes. 5 jokes a short dog. This cat named Begging Benny didn't have no teeth, but he was funny as hell. He had just the dog teeth. Yeah. Bald-headed. Ate them little ugly ass weenies that used to be in the can. You know, with the white stuff.
Yeah, the sausages, man. Grammy don't know about that.
And with the sardines, what's up, Carter? What's up, Carter? And then oh man, but he was funny.
Yeah.
You know, and that's where I was getting it. And then I said to myself, I said, I will only work jobs that let me observe people. Don't have me working no factory where I'm sitting in the back. I got to have, look, and every one of my jobs I ever had before I got into acting and stand-up was observing people. I worked at Disneyland. I was a ride operator for the Pirates of the Caribbean. I was the only black pirate with a white patch on my eye. I was Disneyland. I was Haunted House, Pirates of the Caribbean, the canoes. They wouldn't let me get the Jungle Cruise because you get the pistol. So they wouldn't, they wouldn't let me do that. But I was on that. I worked supermarket. I worked the service station.
Yeah.
So all of that played into, where I am. I pull. I'll go down and pull from anybody.
Now, was that something you were taught from an older comic, like to pull, or you just had that within you, like I pull these characters and put them on stage?
Well, I remember
how did you get that? What was the seed that was like?
I was doing a play. The first when I got here, I started doing a play, and there was an old actor in the. His name was Sonny Jim Gaines. And Sonny used to say, I steal from everybody. I said, what do you mean you steal from everybody? He said, shit, they done made it. Shit, I might as well take something. Because they took for somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, facts.
They all took for somebody. And so what I did was, man, I got my break as a stand-up. I would do parties. I would do parties for these groups like LTD and all these old groups that was hot, and I lived down here off of La Mirada near Cahuenga, and they were filming Good Times. My buddy was a page for Good Times, and so I would go down there to want to see the taping because wasn't nobody hotter than Jimmy Walker. Jimmy Walker was
yeah.
He was a beast.
Friend of yours as well?
Huh?
Friend of yours also?
Yeah. I don't talk to Jimmy as much as I did, but back in the day, Jimmy never really talked to anybody. He would talk to me, and then he would work the comedy, so he would kill him. He was the hottest. He was out of cat there.
Yeah.
So I would, and I didn't know him then, and I would go down. My friend was a page, sit you in the audience, wear the red jacket, and the page was Lil Silas Jr. Lil Silas was the guy who Bobby Brown and New Edition and all of that. He was in the Bobby. He became really famous, but he was a page. He said, man, listen, man, come on down here, man. He said, man, I drive my 10-speed down there, and they take the 10-speed, and they put it behind the gate and let me come in. Sit in the audience, right? And the producer and the audience would say, anybody got a joke? And I had about 4, 5, 6, 7 of them. And I get up and told my little...
Always loaded.
Got to keep the pistol loaded.
Always loaded.
You don't never know.
Fully loaded at all times.
And you had that one joke that you do all the time. I forgot what it was, but I had this one that I do all the time because it's killer. Start with the slow one, hit him with the killer. Come back around with the thinker. Then sit your ass down and shut up. Sit down and shut up. And the producer was like, hey, give me a round of applause. Go back next week. Now, I could tell the producer's name was Rocky Kalish. Look his name up on IMDb. They did a lot of man, they did Irma and Rocky Kalish, they did all kind of TV shows.
Okay.
I come back the second week. Now, I got my plan. I'm making them think that's the plan A, but that was really the plan C. Okay. So I'm only going to come 3 times because that's all the material I got. I hit him with the plan B.
Right.
And I hit him, produce. Is there anybody here that has a joke that they want? So I broke down into some old Muhammad Ali. I used to do impressions back then.
Yeah.
I don't do them a lot. I don't really do them a lot in my act now because I don't want to be known as impressionist.
Yeah.
So I threw some Muhammad Ali and some whatever I put some in there, and the producer this time had me kind of come down to the mic. Like I was at the Comedy Store or something, so I felt at home.
Yep. No.
And I just
Something about that mic, man.
Something about that mic.
Yeah.
Something about that mic. It's like that when that camera on you. It say cheese. And producer said, "Hey man," he says, "You're pretty funny, man." He says, "Can you come back next week?" I said, "Of course." He says, "I want you to do about 4 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes." I said, "No problem." I pulled my A game out.
You hadn't even gotten to your A
I
game.
ain't got my A game yet. Don't never give them your A.
That's what you told me
Ever.
last week. Yeah.
And then you always save that A. And I'm little St. Louis here. I was in St. Louis, #1 murder capital in America.
Yeah, still is. Still is.
But I came with that A game. And when I hit him with that A game, right, everybody still there was clapping. By this time, I'm looking at back, and all these producers and these writers are just, who is it? What the hell? Hey, how you doing? I forgot the lady's name, but she was a big cast writer. She says, "Hi, who's your agent? Do you have an agent?" I had this little Jewish agent that I had got it on La Cienega. Got a little Jewish agent. Couldn't get no work. I And I got a call at my apartment. Say, "Hey man, we doing this show with Jimmy. Where Jimmy's gonna have some friends, and you guys buy a car, and you guys try to figure out who's gonna drive the car the most, own the car." And that was one of the United We Stand, Divided We Fall, we tied in pantyhose, all that whole.
Two sides of small.
Yeah. And I wrote that cadence, and Jimmy never forgot. He was like, "Oh man, T wrote that cadence. Oh man." Well. And that's how I really got started.
Wow.
That's how I really got started. And from there, man, they kicked me over to the Jeffersons. And then from there, man, I was just trying to find. Then I didn't work for a little while. Then I was maybe because you got to remember, it wasn't that many black actors running around Hollywood. So I would do warm-ups for Chico and the Man.
I remember.
I would do warm-ups for Welcome Back, Kotter.
That's Freddie Prinze Jr.
That was Freddie Prinze. But
Freddie Prinze, not Freddie Prinze.
He had passed away. They only had Jack Albertson and Della Reese at that time. I'd run up to NBC and hit that, and then I'd leave there and go hit Welcome Back, Kotter.
Yeah. Do warm-up.
Yeah, I'll hit all of them. I'd hit Welcome Back, Kotter. I'd hit Chico and the Man. There was other show. I forgot the other show. I would hit him, and that's how I paid my rent. So now I was getting around. So the word was getting around that there's this young cat. I didn't care whether I worked the clubs. I want to be in front of the right people.
Right.
Yeah.
You can do 100 clubs, but if you're in front of the right people, so I tell comedians, I say, work those clubs and work your stuff, but always work your stuff so you can get in front of the right people. It don't care if you had 5 people at a goddamn banquet and the head of 20th Century Fox is there.
Wow. Yeah.
So the guy I had cats that would come up and stand up, man. Man, I'm tired, man. Dude, man, I did 150 shows, bro. I was Bakersfield, man. And then we had to go there. And then we went all the way down to Chowchilla, man. I said, like, okay, so what now? When you talk to that one cat, which I was a corporate gig at ABC, man. They had a little barbecue, man. And I was just catering, and they asked me to do 5 minutes. I'm getting ready to do a pilot. No.
See, I'm in between both of those worlds. Like, I don't like to do rooms that aren't conducive to comedy. So I don't do a restaurant where they do a comedy night.
Right.
That's not conducive to comedy.
That's right.
Set up.
That's right.
Let comedy be the stand out like the way it's supposed to. It's not set up for comedy to look as good as it can.
Right.
Also, I feel like there's no industry there. So I tend to stay in the clubs.
Right.
But I don't know. Maybe there's something to that as maybe there's somebody,
Special
maybe
event.
there's some industry at that.
But
party.
here's the deal: everybody's career path to getting there is different.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Mhm.
When we were coming up, it like in the whole acting game, and I always told comedians, I said, man, listen, man, work on your acting, because that's where you want to go. You want to go from. They see stand up, next thing you know, you starring opposite such and such because now they know you can hold.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you one of those.
They always need funny.
Always. They always
Need funny.
They, and they always, and let me tell you, they need funny without being a stand-up on camera. If you look at some of the young cats who are now kind of out there, they're doing stand-up in front of the camera and they're not acting. If they take that and do the acting and let the stand-up come through, then boom.
Comedic acting, like a comedic acting.
No, they try to be stand
I'm not
up
gonna name
funny.
no names because I study people and I'm not gonna name no names. All of it is some say, man, listen, if you get with me for 5 days and that can be corrected. You know, that can be corrected. But everyone has their path of making it differently. When we were coming up and there weren't hardly, it was Ernest Thomas, Jimmy Walker, Lawrence Hilton Jacobs, T.K. Carter, Eric Kilpatrick, Kevin Hooks, Glenn Turman, Art Evans.
He's stand up.
No, they weren't stand up.
I'm
talking about we're trying to get a job.
Right.
And it wasn't that many brothers in there, so you could see a brother and we'd be sitting here going to audition and then next week we'd be at the same group of people at another. Hey man, good luck, man. Good luck to you, man. Go on in there and get that, okay? And that guy would really mean it. Like, if you didn't get it, if I didn't get it, I hope you get it.
That's dope.
But then all of a sudden, man, it was a wave when it just started. Who's who is this?
Yeah.
And then who is this? And then who is this? And then who is this? And it got past. The 70s was gone. This year, 50 Negroes on White Shadow, and what's happening, and all this, and you're going like, where's these people coming from?
Wait, so before that boom happened, was it more fraternity because it was such a small group?
Man,
Were y'all
it was
like
a
were y'all
fraternity.
a brotherhood?
That fraternity shit stopped like
what? At like 30. Once it was
around 80, around 85.
No, I'm saying like when it was 20 of y'all, it was a fraternity.
Yeah,
It was 30, it was a fraternity. What number was it like? Okay.
Oh man, when it got about to 50,
Yeah.
50 and 60,
Yeah.
and then when the New Jack came,
Yeah.
like where did this?
Who is this?
But here's the deal. One, the cats that they was finding, motherfuckers was good.
Yeah.
We were like, this dude is good. Where did they find him? But see, when Eddie
the
came,
world started expanding.
it started
So
expanding.
you could find a guy in Kansas City
But
and Chicago.
Eddie broke the mold of coming in here.
Wait, what was that? Sorry to cut you off.
I'ma
bro.
tell you
I just
what
want to make sure I
I'm
get the stories from you because this is I'm
I'ma
loving
tell
this.
you
that.
I'm
I'ma tell you that,
I'm
son.
having so much fun talking to you.
I'm gonna tell you that.
What was that like when Eddie landed in LA?
I remember it because I got stories when Eddie came to LA, man.
And if you want to crack your bill,
Yeah, but
yeah,
say crack your
right
bill,
here.
man. That's when we go. That's when we
Intern,
go
let me get a cup.
You want to
That's
cut?
when we go get the extra
Yeah,
story.
because I don't want
Intern, give me a
to.
cup.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you about the Eddie story. I'm gonna tell you something.
Yeah, thank you.
So
this
Eddie,
is our intern right here.
hey, how you doing, brother? Young
That's
brother,
Trey.
how you doing, man? You little executive producer, man.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You got
sir.
producer written all over him.
See, look at that.
I'm listening, y'all.
Hey man, let me tell you something. I'll tell you, always treat them interns right, man, because there was an intern. I did a movie called The Thing, and there was an intern.
Oh, I didn't even get to that yet.
yeah.
One of my favorite movies of all time.
But I did the thing, and there was an intern on that. There was an intern on that movie named Jeff. Oh man,
Bezos.
no, not Jeff.
Katzenberg. No.
I forgot it. Oh my, I have him. His name was Jeff.
We're gonna get the good
Jeff was the dude that knock on your
Oh,
door.
5 minutes. That guy.
Hey man, look at 5 minutes. I'd be like, man, come on, man, get off my door, man. You just run my jock, man. I just got in here, man. Back off, man. And we worked on the thing for about 6 months.
Wow.
We all the way up near the Arctic.
Yeah.
We working Universal refrigerator sets for 6 months. We were back on Jeff. What's Jeff's name? All I know is this: he's executive producer on Black Panther.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
He loved me to this day.
Okay, so wait, I want to put a pin in that. I want to go back to how you got the thing. I want to
Okay.
But I want to talk about you said when Eddie landed.
Okay.
When
So
Eddie
Eddie
landed
comes
in
here.
LA, yeah.
I mean, first time I meet Eddie, right? Everybody's watched Saturday Night Live saying, "Who is this?"
Right.
The dude, brilliant.
You know it was because Charlie Barnett couldn't read. You know that.
I know Charlie Barnett.
Okay.
Decent guy.
Of course.
Big ass. He had them big ass fingers because he had a disease or something. His hands were swollen. Eddie does Saturday Night Live, and he's coming out here to do 48 hours. And I'm pissed off because I thought that I was going to get 48 hours.
Really? Were they shopping?
No, this was happening. This is a true story. I did a movie with Walter Hill called Southern Comfort. Okay?
Okay.
Walter Hill directed 48 Hours. Walter Hill knew that he was going to do 48 hours when we were doing Southern Comfort. So one night we in Louisiana, and I go into the bar, and I get into some kind of fight with some racist dude, right? And I take
a brawl,
kind of, and I take the glass, and I do the same scene that Eddie did in San Francisco, throw the glass at the bar.
Yeah.
And Walter's looking. So I'm going like, I see 48 Hours, and I see what I did a long time. I'm going like, he took this shit from...
and put it in the movie.
But anyway, movie does good. I'm a young hot cat. I'm doing movie after movie back then. I'm talking about A films right now. I'm not talking about no B film. I'm talking about A films.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With the name, it was hard for you to get your name back then on a credit on the front of the poster.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm on poster. I'm third name in. I said, man, they getting ready to do this movie called 48 Hours. Because somebody said, yeah, man, Walter's getting ready to do this movie called 48 Hours. Man, you'd be perfect, man, to play the dude opposite Nick Nolte, man. I said, Nick Nolte? Oh, shit. Walter wasn't looking at me when they saw Eddie on 48 Hours. I go down to the set because I want to meet it. I want to meet this dude, you know, because I get him to say, yeah, man, how you doing, man? How you just Eddie, real calm, real cool. Hey, man, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Yeah, love all your shit, man. Yeah, man, you funny, man. What's happening when we get to talking and everything? I leave. I said, I ain't getting that movie.
I'm not getting that.
Fuck.
Just by his aura, he was like,
I said one thing. And then I said, man, God dang. So we kind of kept in touch back then because we were really the only two young cats really doing comedy. There was no Eddie Griffin. There was no Cat Williams. It was Eddie Murphy or TK.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, when I did Dr. Detroit opposite Dan Aykroyd.
yo,
Okay.
great movie.
Okay, it was a great movie,
Great
bro.
movie, bro.
Right
Great
now,
movie.
I've been working on the story with Dr. Detroit too. I want to
Great movie.
Funny ass movie, right? And this is a true story. So Eddie hot as fish grease now, right? Eddie go to Paramount and they give him $5 million a film. They're giving them $5 million a film back then.
Shit.
And Eddie's telling them what he wants.
Shout out my homegirl Marilyn Gill. She was the head of Eddie Murphy Productions. Shout out to her.
Yeah. So Eddie getting $5 million. That's unheard of. Working my ass off. I ain't even got close to $300,000.
Yeah, right.
Eddie killing him. They say Eddie Murphy's next film will be Trading Places with Dan Aykroyd. Now, here I go again. I'm doing Dr. Detroit with Dan Aykroyd. I'm with him. I'm you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Danny says, man, Eddie, I don't think Eddie's gonna do Trading Places. So if Eddie don't do it, I want you to meet John Landis, and I think me and you'll get down. You know, shit. Somebody
But
must.
that SNL machine, you know that SNL machine is like we take care of our camp.
Yeah. And I've had a chance to work with Chevy.
Yeah.
Seemed like old time.
Yeah,
Work with Chevy Chase.
Yeah.
Opposite him. Dan Aykroyd, work with him. When I work with Bill Murray on Space Jam. So, but I just couldn't crack because I didn't do Saturday Night Live.
SNL, it's a camp.
Chevy tried to get me after Seems Like Old Times to do Saturday Night Live because Eddie was leaving.
Wow.
And I said, man, no, man, I ain't trying to. I should have went up there and did that Garrett Moore shit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I should have went up there. Wouldn't have been nothing to take 2 seasons to play the.
Bro, you know everybody
the
that does SNL works for the rest of their lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Still working.
Because you create your own brand. Mm-hmm. You're not in a machine. You're creatively doing what you do. That's why they hire you.
Mm-hmm.
When you go into SNL, you do your monologue to get hired. So you might come in there and do the wino, directing traffic or something like that. Oh, man, we like that. Bring him on.
Yeah.
But Eddie, I've never seen so many fine women flock to this cat. I remember one time we at the hotel and the girls just wanted to meet Eddie, just meet him, right? It was a line that went all the way down the hallway, all the way back. Looked like a line when I was working at Disneyland, you know.
For a ride.
Them brides was
Different kind of ride.
And I was like, this dude must having fun of his line.
Yeah.
And man, it was great. It was just great to see the young cats. I knew Wayans before the Wayans hit. Robin Towns before all them cats hit.
Yeah.
And I asked myself, I said, why did I have to go first? I always felt I was moving too fast. You know, I felt that my stuff was just moving too fast.
I got to open that door.
But you know what?
What year was Punky Brewster?
87.
Yep. That's the first time I saw you on TV, like on a sitcom on Punky Brewster.
I had the first TV series I had was on ABC.
Which one was that?
Played the Genie show, the Black Genie. Shabu the Genie. Came on before Happy Days. I was a lead-in show before Happy Days.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. I was a lead-in show back then. They weren't giving no brothers no shows back then.
Yeah.
I hit that one. Punky Brewster and Saved by the Bell. I was just, at that point, I was like this. I want to get the money. I just want to work. Mm-hmm. And I want to stack the residuals up. I just want to so when I get this age, I can continue to make me some money.
Right.
What was the residuals like back then? Because was it like a totally different system?
Money was good.
Okay. Oh, wow.
The money was good.
Money
Jimmy Walker back then was making $75,000 episode back then.
Man.
Richie Cunningham was making $100,000 an episode. Henry Winkler was making $100,000, and then Ron Howard said, I want to make 101. Wow. Right? But it worked like this. So you can go on a TV series, man, and start out at, 20, 30, 40,000 a week or whatever, man, right? But then when they run the residuals for the first season, you get that same 30, 40 that you got paid. Yeah. And then it would go.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And then it would go down a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't do it like that. They do it goes like half. Then it goes down
nowadays, nowadays
that's it.
It's like Elon Musk trying to find your money. But
was it hard? Were you offer only by that time in '87 with Punky, or was it something you had to audition?
See, man, how I got Punky Brewster, there was a pilot called Finster Hall. And they had the white boy. What's the guy on Entourage? Ari, the guy played Ari.
He's trying to do stand-up now.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know
Jeremy Piven.
Piven, right? Mm. So I said, well, why it got to be a white guy? Why can't I audition for the lead? They said, why not? And they went in, and it was me and him, and Brandon Tartikoff, NBC, they went with me. Mm. It was a pilot, but the pilot didn't go. So when the pilot didn't go, they said he was so good in the pilot, just bring him on Punky Brewster.
Oh, wow.
And what turned out to be 6 shows turned out to be 17.
Look at God.
Yeah.
You know, see, look how God works. So I tell somebody, I say, man, don't look how big don't look how big the part is. Know what the part is, but God could be having you go there because that's the open door that's gonna go to the big thing. Everything starts from a seed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So doing those shows really helped me.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of people saying, "Oh man, you know why you doing TV, man? Why you doing the kid shows? Why you doing?" Because I got kids. You know, people got kids, and that generation is gonna grow
There's
up
a
with
whole
you.
other generation that's gonna grow up knowing who you are.
Yeah, I talked to Cherry not too long ago. They got kids now.
Yeah.
But that group of people know Uncle T, Unc.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still that cat that they remember from back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really proud of my body of work. I can look at my body of work on IMDb. I can look at my body of work and say, if God don't ever put me in another movie or TV show, you know what? I'm grateful for the work that I've done. But it seems like every time I say I'm done, I'm tired of this shit, the phone rings.
Yeah.
And the parts get better. Because I'm not looking to get a part. Sometimes I want to work, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I get tired.
Mm-hmm.
So why can't you get tired, man? Just grind. I'm 68, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I've accepted the fact that I'm gonna pay your granddaddy or your daddy or your uncle.
Granddaddy.
I'm not gonna be a
person on the
brother.
grill.
I'm gonna be the best uncle in the world. Goddamn.
You're gonna play the bartender
Yeah.
in my new show.
Anytime for you.
You're gonna play the dude. I go to the bar to get a drink and talk to the OG to get
Whatever
wisdom.
you.
Gonna be that guy.
I told him how I feel about you.
Yeah.
I love you, man. I love you, bro.
I told him, I'm proud of him because I knew when his career, when he first started, and I knew when you first started.
I used to see it at the Laugh Factory all the time.
I said this. I knew when you was first hitting the stage and you was feeling, you was like, man, like I'm gonna get the stand up shit down. You have your pencil, you have your pad. You wouldn't be joking. Everybody be talking when you be working your set to get up there, get up there and do your set. Yeah. I said, this dude. I said, there's something about this cat. And the hardest thing, because your brother Chris.
That's why I can't take a day off. I can't mail it in ever.
But let me just tell you about, and you put a needle on that whole thing, Chris, but I'm going to tie this together, right? I remember when Chris first started.
No, I was going to get to that. I said,
but I won't
tell you where Eddie landed.
Okay.
My brother landed.
Let me get with you. Okay. So I see you. Everybody, man, it's Chris Rock, brother. That's Chris Rock. So everybody thinking, oh, since he's Chris Rock, brother, it's gonna be easy for him. Right. I said, now this boy working. And I saw you get good. I saw you go from to I'm about to handle this shit. I'm Tony Rock. I'm Tony Rock. This is who I am. Yeah. And it wasn't cocky in this thing. And I'm going like, I said, same thing with Trey. So start him. I say, man, do you really know what you got, man? Huh? You up here grinning and I said, do you really know what you got, Trey? Oh, man, I'm trying to get. I said, no, you trying to. I saw him recently. I said, okay, he's ready to go down the yellow brick road.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? And I always try to find the young comics and give back to them because somebody gave to me, bro.
Yeah. Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, go ahead.
I met you, it was probably like around 2011. You probably don't even remember this, man. It was at the store. You came through and, I had on your fedora, man. I was like, man, that's dude right there. So I asked you, I said, give me an audition tip because I was, audition.
Right.
And you said, man, just go in there, learn your lines, go in there. And before you walk out of there, you say, now, if you can't find anybody else to do this, give me a call and then walk out.
Yeah. You only got one shot in there.
I did that. And I got Taft Hartley. I didn't even have to.
Come on now.
Now it ain't worked since, but I did it that time. But I like, but
you only got to work the one time.
That got me into the SAG eligible.
Yeah.
But the feeling, that motivation that you gave me, I said, man, that actually worked.
I got to say this.
So I appreciate that, Louis, because you didn't know me for nothing, but you told me I don't know if you were serious or not. Like, can you talk to them like that? Can you go into the room like that?
Which is why I'm going to say what I'm going to say. People don't know, me and TK had the same acting coach. So the acting coach he had in the 80s was my acting coach for 5 years when I first moved to LA. When I do my voice, you got to be a star.
That guy,
Ivan Marcota.
Yeah.
So he used to be in class. That's my TK Carter. That's my Miguel Nunez. That's my Sherry Shepherd. Okay. I mean, all of the millionaires except for Rick Dees. He was already a millionaire when he came in. And
Rick Dees.
and he specialized in auditioning and just knowing how to be different in the room. With even saying something like after your audition, you go to the writer, hey, thank you for your good words. And you go to the producer, thank you for you just saying different shit that no other actor said. To when you walk out that room, they like, whoa, like that's something different that I haven't heard before. You know what I mean?
You also, I don't even know if you remember this, but you told me that, and you said if there's people in the room, make sure you introduce yourself to the people in the room. You told me that. I was like, can you do that? Because I had never done that.
Man,
before.
But that's the thing. That's what
Talk to the people in the room.
That's
Just say, at least say hello.
God damn it, Joe. We heard you. But that's what I'm saying. That's what Coach used to teach us in our class. Like a lot of people are so scared when they're in the room with people. It's like, yo, you just be free.
You got one shot, man.
You got one shot.
Man, let me tell you something, man. My middle age, 40, maybe the 40s,
right,
45, 46, was a TV series called Polly for Disney.
Yeah, Polly.
Manager called me. I fired a manager. 2 years, that's it. You fired. I got to test the waters. Got to go to another one. Got this manager right. He said, man, listen, man, there's a show called Polly. And they're going to be doing, Debbie Allen's directing it. They singing and dancing, tap dancing and singing and going down to Debbie Reynolds Studios. We got an audition for you. Now I can't punk out and go like, no, what's going on? Yeah. If it's call for tap dancing, tell them you tap dance, but your leg hurt.
Yeah.
Just set the appointment to go get you some tap lessons and come back 2 weeks later and at least do 1 or 2 steps. I get down to Debbie. I never forget, I get down to Debbie Reynolds Studio. Yeah. And you got Hinton Battle and all them Broadway cats, you know?
Yeah.
And they singing, and I'm telling you right now, glass is rattling on the windows. Hey, they got the piano player with the sheet music and all that shit, right? I look through the window. Now, the executive producer is William Blinn, the guy who did Purple Rain.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, and then you got all these executives there, right? And I look in there. I say, hell no. And I leave. And I tell my manager, I said, listen, man, I'm not tell him I'm not feeling well and see if we can reschedule the appointment for next week. They said, we can't see you next week. We can see you the week after that, which gave me 2 weeks.
Even better.
I said, oh shit, here it comes. So my grandfather knew a cat named Mr. Washington. Mr. Washington had one of them old Negro Louisiana bands that be playing at Disneyland.
I don't know who he is, but I know Mr. Washington can tap his ass. I don't know who he is.
I'll get it for
Sally.
you. I'll get it for you. I said, wait a second. I can get him. I'm going to put a band together. And then I'm going to bring the band into the audition, let them set up. I'm going to do my music live with the band. I went down to Watts, gave them Negroes about $200, and I rehearsed for about a week. I did some Louis Armstrong stuff. I did that old Negro spiritual stuff. Some up-tempo stuff. So they called me to come in. You got those boys that was there that was singing, they come for the callback, right? They going and they leaving, right? I wait till the last dude leave, and my dude pull up with the band. And I got them old suckers. Some got no teeth. They smoking cigarettes. They got the whole. They said, ladies and gentlemen, we have TK Carter. He's gonna do a couple numbers for us. I said, yes, I am. And I was clean as fish grease. I looked straight out of goddamn Al Capone movie. I said, listen, I'm going to. If you wait a minute, my band's got it set up. And he's like, oh no, he didn't. No, he didn't. Them old man was like, how you doing? Good to see you. Hey, what's going on? How you doing? Hey, yeah, how you doing? It's Mickey Mouse here. And we set up. By the time we finished 3.5, 4 minutes of them songs, I just said, thank you very much. I said, let's break it down, boys. Let's go. Just like that. Before I got to the crib, the phone was ringing off the hook. They said, we don't know what he did, but everybody here at Disney is talking about it, and that's the boldest move we've ever seen.
Wow.
He said, but we really got to hear him sing with just the piano player. Could he come back tomorrow and just sing Happy Birthday or something? I must have sung Happy Birthday like Luther Vandross. And got the job. But what I'm saying
Got the
is,
job.
got the job.
Got the job.
The bottom line to it is how bad do you want the job without selling your soul?
Yeah.
How bad do you want the job to go to?
That last line important. That last
That
line
last
important.
line.
That
That's
last
right.
line important.
That's why, listen, I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll be an extra before I sell my soul.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you see Carter
I'm
walk by?
leaving
Did you
before I
see?
sell
Did you
my
see
soul.
Carter walk by with that leather jacket? With the, he had the collar up. I know that's him.
So you know what I loved you? I loved you, man, on the corner.
Oh yeah.
And I remember Coach was telling us a story. When you got the corner, yeah, I need some ice, intern.
Bring the mic closer to you.
I need some ice. I remember he was telling us before you got the
Y'all
corner.
need a fan up in here. I feel
I
like
know,
James
I know.
Brown
It's
up in
Five
here.
niggas in here. It's not something that's not this high.
Can you imagine on that slave ship?
No
Hey, man, would you
doubt at
please
all.
scoot over, man? We got to get across the Atlantic. Hey,
So
go ahead.
did something happen? I remember when Coach was
Man,
saying when
that was a story.
He said I would tell my actors that were working when something would happen, or I would tell them when they booked a series or they were in a slump, to create some drama or to create something so you can now be in the news. So now
He told me to go hit Mickey Rourke.
He told me, he
He
was
go knock
like,
Mickey Rourke in the jaw.
so you could now be on the news. So when your series drop,
Yeah.
he used to tell people, go get a speeding ticket, go get a DUI, go do what you got to do.
Dude, I did some fucked up
Yeah.
shit and got in trouble. On a couple
Wow.
things and shit, and I wasn't trying to be in the news.
Well, be in the news for what? So that some of the shows canceled.
No,
you
just
no.
like for instance this. Okay, no disrespect, right? I see Cat Williams. And I just walk up to Cat and slap the shit out of him. Let's say if you were to do that, right? Back then, you guys might get in a fight and a tussle,
right.
but TMZ or somebody gonna be there to film that. You just put your name out there.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't support that kind of promotion to get a promotion to get a job. But what I would basically do, man, is I would try to create something that would get me out there, like show up at an event, say something that was really weird, go into some Huey Newton shit or some, Malcolm X something. You had to do what you have to do.
Yeah, it was like any publicity was good publicity back then.
Right.
To get your, you know what I mean?
To get you out.
Like Kanye before Kanye.
I feel like that's true even more so now because that's what everybody's doing now. Anything is publicity now.
Yeah, but the bottom line to it is, if you look at early Hollywood, they stage a lot of stuff.
Right.
And then you go to the next level, they just did a lot of stuff.
Right.
These people just do stuff without even planning. They don't even think about the repercussion.
Right.
They don't even think about the I told somebody, I said, I'm glad I didn't get invited to no Diddy party. Because I know as soon as they start bringing out that breakfast food, you start smelling them bacon and eggs and stuff, some shit getting ready to go down. Bacon, eggs, waffles with baby oil. There's some shit getting ready to go down. Wait a second, man. That's an English muffin and the nigga just came out of his drawers and shit. No, you start seeing that. The nigga start selling the eggs and looking at you like this and shit. That's what I told him about whole Diddy. I said, Diddy's when that breakfast food, you smell that motherfucking Eggo, the Eggo and a jock strap, goddamn, butter, and you smell the butter and the syrup and shit. With a little ass.
So a lot of people don't realize that you being as big as you was at the time that you was, you had so many close relationships, and a lot of people don't know about the Jacksons.
Oh yeah, Michael Jackson, man, and Jacksons. Those are Marlon Jackson is my son's godfather. I come up with the J5, man. When matter of fact, I went to go see him in Yamava, and Miss Jackson said, TK, you've been knowing my boys ever since they started. Man, you so much family, blah, blah, blah. I was like, how come Michael didn't leave me in the wheel? Because, my ex-wife was Michael's hairstylist too. So I spent a lot of time with Mike when Mike was going to turn Remember the Time and all of that.
Yeah.
And all that. And then I spent a lot of time with him before that. So me and Jackson, we go back, we play softball, a lot of softball. Matter of fact, there's an old Ebony magazine that I'm in with the J5 back in the day. That's when the J5 was J5. Catch me riding down Sunset Boulevard in the Corniche Rolls Royce, and you see 5 fro's, 3 fro's in the back to the front. I mean, they was, and their father didn't play. That's why I told somebody, I wish I had a father to beat my ass like Joe Jackson. I didn't have a father to whoop my ass. My father wasn't around.
Yeah.
But Joe was so hard on those cats. I've never seen a group of guys rehearse and practice. As Michael used to always say, rehearse. That's all he said. And during his last days, I used to go up to the ranch a lot. I used to go to the ranch a lot and kick it with Mike, man. And he let me just hang out with the animals, do the rides and all. And if you caught Mike on a good day, he gave you an envelope. You was cool. Here's this. Don't open it, okay? You open it. If you open it, you gotta give it back. Mike was cold.
When you opened it, what was it?
Hundreds, crisp hundreds.
Hundreds.
Michael would give my stepson envelope this thick. Some of Michael's stories was Michael used to go up on Hollywood Boulevard in the limo, and he'd have $100 bills just crushed in a bag. And he'd call a homeless dude to the car, say, come here. And had a window like this and hit him in the chest with the bag and bam, and tell the driver to take off. And that glove would come out with that greasy bag and hit the nigga in the chest and bow, right? And to go around the corner. And Mike would go around the corner and just look. He said, wait, look at him, look. And the dude, he think it's a burger. Oh, God, golly. It's just enough to OD. You don't kill the dude. You don't give him that money like that.
Yeah.
Mike wasn't watching the demise.
No, Mike was a serious. Mike was a serious businessman. I was with him when they left Motown. When they said they was going to do the Destiny album, man. When they was going to do the Jackson album, man, they was not playing. I kind of framed my business work ethic kind of like after them, as to how to approach jobs or how to approach the job once you get the job.
What was that? What did they teach you about that?
Shit, man. Just know your shit.
Right.
Rehearse.
Right.
And then after that's done, forget that one and move to the next one.
Wow. What I always say.
Yeah.
That's we did not rehearse this. I always tell them when I go in an audition,
right,
I go in as prepared as possible. I go in intent on beating everybody out. Like I'm gonna be the most prepared, the most ready.
Right.
I'm going in to beat everybody in that hallway out.
That's right. And you don't have to say
once
nothing.
I leave that room, I swear to you, once I get to my car, if you say, what'd you just audition for? I'm like, I don't even remember. Because I literally throw it out immediately. I will live with that shit for a week before the audition or 4 days or whatever. Once I leave the room, it's the last thing I want to think about. I don't sit by the phone like, come on, ring. I'm out getting a burger somewhere playing ball.
Right.
I'm not thinking about that shit.
I'm gonna give you something. You said something. You said, man, whatever audition. You ain't never having an audition. You're having a meeting. I'm at a meeting, man. I got a meeting at 20th Century Fox at 4:30. I got no audition. Song tap dance in front of you and let you get the glory of me up here, hoping I get a job. I'm having a meeting with you. And I'm going to be prepared for that meeting. Now, if all y'all want to have auditions, y'all go have auditions. We having a meeting. And then walk out. Watch the frame of mind it puts you in. Watch the frame of mind it puts you in. Because here's the deal, okay? My mother always said this. It said, if God has it for you, can't nobody have it.
Right.
The corner.
Yeah.
They didn't want to give me the job in the corner, man. And I'm not going to say the whole story because it's in my book. I'm putting my book in all. But let me just tell you
Book's
something.
done?
I'm 150 in, man.
Okay.
But you know, the bottom line, my problem is I get 150 and I get 20, and then the hurt start coming, and then all the stuff start coming, and then I got to put it down.
You got to talk about that shit.
Yeah, but this shit is serious. This shit is some real shit on this third chapter.
Okay.
You know, I just lost my wife to cancer and was with her for 15 years. So I was just telling Trey, man, I said it comes to the point for my wife was battling for 8 years. She got diagnosed. So for 8 years, I had to balance creativity, okay, with being supportive. And then in the middle of that, being able to remember my lines, stay focused, as if nothing's happening over here, but knowing it's happening. Right. Then taking that what's happening over here and putting it into my performance also too. While at the same time trying to remain normal in front of people. It don't really work. So
the corner.
I don't know. Yeah. So I'm doing the corner. Tasha Smith, very good friend of mine.
We all know.
I'll go over to Tasha's house. I need some food. I'm hungry. Tasha's feed me lunch and let me hang with her and kick it with her. And there was a casting director that was staying there and she was casting the corner. And I could never get an audition. I could never get a meeting. Tasha hooked me up with her manager. And her manager got me in to do an audition. Now, here's the deal before I got the audition. The casting director just had me down there reading with all these other actors. Cats be coming in like Don Cheadle and all these other, and I got to be there. I'm like, why am I?
You were reading with them for their audition.
I'm reading with them for the role that I know that I'm right. Okay. And I'm looking at the book and I'm saying, this dude, the real Gary, looked like TK. I said, why should I? That's 2-3 weeks go by. They can't find the guy. They can't find it. They finally give me an audition to play Glenn Plummer's role. Blue. But I don't want to play Blue. I'm like all or nothing. Either I'm gonna play this guy or don't call me, I don't care. Whoa, but T came in the role Blue, such and such and such. Okay, I'll read the role Blue. So I read the role Blue. It's good. But I want to read Gary. Tell him, I am Gary. I'm that guy. I had my drug problems. Really in a drug problem. A drug problem is when you have a hard time finding them at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's a drug problem. I had my party problem, but I didn't have no heroin problem.
Right.
I said, man, this role is me. They still wouldn't give me. This lady, I never forget it. I ain't gonna mention names. She wouldn't give me the role.
Why do you think they didn't see you as Gary immediately?
Because they got haters out there, bro.
Okay.
They
wanted a big name for it? Did they want like a bigger name?
They just didn't want.
They had names in mind. Why did they see you as Gary?
How did they see me?
Why did they not see you and say that's
I
Gary?
don't know why they didn't. Maybe this was my journey for me to really appreciate how I got it.
Okay.
But the bottom line to it, there's always going to be some hate when there's a big opportunity for you in this town, in Big Fair. You got to remember, every agent and manager in this town want their client to get it.
Yeah.
And if they can stop you or say, he ain't something, oh yeah, he's good, but you know what, that last product he did, boom. Wow. But see, I didn't care. I'm all in or not. So
that's true. I didn't think of that.
I'm not playing Blue. But they take my picture and they take my resume. Now I got the chops. That's one thing Eddie Murphy said. Eddie Murphy said, boy, that boy got chops. And I never forget what people who are up here, the compliment they give you, always store that and you keep that because it means something. Because they ain't saying it just to say it.
Yeah.
So I'm working, I got my chops. Week goes by. Chris Albrecht, who remember me back from the comedy days, he's the president of HBO. He said, now let me just say something right now to you guys. Let's just cut it right now. He says, now I want you to look at all of these actors right here, and I want you to look at TK Carter. Who would you rather watch in the lead for 6 hours? These guys or this guy? He says, I'm going with TK. I tell you what you do. You get him and Glenn Plummer to do scene, and whoever kills it, that'll be your Gary. Well, I'm getting ready to go to Maui in 2 days, so I'm like, I don't care. I'm going to go to Maui. I'm going to forget about this. This will be the end chapter. I'm doing what I got to do. And they gave us an extra scene that was like 3 to 4 pages. All monologue. I'm in shape for it because, I've been doing this since the 70s. So, I'm like, went up in there, man. And that room was packed. After I finished, you can hear a pin drop, and the lady who was reading with me was crying. And to this, it makes me cry because that show was for all of those people who couldn't make it with drug addiction, bro. And I'll never forget it. I'm in Hawaii on my way back, and they says, you got the lead. You got the role. Damn. So now, once you get the role, that's great. But what you gonna do when you get it? Now it's time to go to work. And I set myself up, and I closed myself off for 6 months because we got there in July. We rehearsed in July. Charles Dutton, August, September. We got out there in December. So I was in Baltimore from July to December.
Wow.
In that hard Baltimore, in that, I could never do it again. I could never, it was the hardest work I've ever done in my life. Now, here's what's the kicker about it, right? And I ain't gonna name some names. It was some very big black actors were hearing them dailies come, man, I hear TK Carter's, man, he's, so now the comedy dude who you thought was comedy, who was always serious actor too, now he gets the opportunity to go to another level. And this is where I say, if your preparation is together, anybody can give you any project or script and you're going to kill it because your preparation is together. All it is material. If somebody gave you Trading Place, let's say Trading Place has never been done. They say we want Tony Rock right now to do play it. He could do it. If he says, if he say, okay, we're giving you Lethal Weapon. You're gonna play the Mel Gibson, you're gonna play the Danny Glover part. And you ready? The script is A1. You can't lose it. The recipe, it's the recipe for the food. It's theirs, one. You can't mess it up. If you're top of line chef. So that was my role of all roles, that if I look at that thing today, I gotta turn it off because I'm asking myself, I did that. Because God could take you somewhere that you can't take yourself if you let him.
Amen.
That's on anything. And we ain't got to get preaching all of that, the whole thing, but I'm just saying the truth. The bottom line is, they're talking about how can you cancel somebody that God ain't cancels. You fool around and mess with God's people, you're going to get canceled. So what do? We thank God for the talent that he's given us. We give what we have to others, whether it's notes, whether it's a connection, whether it's, a job, whether it's money for a sandwich, whether it's gas money for, it's just you always looking out for somebody other than yourself.
Now you referenced that twice since we've been sitting here. You were saying you got to give it to them. You got it. You got to give it. So short story, they already know. Yeah. I was Tracy Morgan's opening act for a couple of years. Right. I was the opening act for Tracy Morgan for a few years.
Right.
Every single show we did after the show was over, Tracy would let everybody in the green room. Green room was a fucking party. Even if we had another show going on after that, green room was a party. And then he'd wait a while, entertain and fraternize, and he'd kick everybody out the green room and say, I need to talk to Tone. And he and I would just sit and talk like you and I talking.
Oh,
just,
man.
Give me game. Give me game.
Man.
Give me game, right? Every night, every show, everybody could come in, 20, 30 minutes, everybody out, I got to talk to Tone. Tracy taught me so much.
He's so talented.
So much, right? And then when he fired me, it wasn't even being fired. It was being promoted, and I didn't know it. He said, hey, man, I went on stage, first show that night, killed. Came off stage, he's getting ready, getting dressed backstage. You done. You're done. You're not my feature no more because you're a star. He said, go be a star. Go be a star. I'm holding you back. I'm holding you back.
Wow.
Letting you feature for me. Go be a star.
Wow.
I was on TV 6 months later.
Come on now.
Who was the guy for you? Now, you referenced it twice, giving it back to the younger comics and all that. Who was the guy for you that gave it to you, that told you to give it to them when you in this position?
I can't really even think of someone.
So you just determined that yourself. I'm going to
I just determined that myself. I've always been a giver.
Right.
The microphone.
Oh, sorry. I've always been a giver. And I know talent when I see it.
Right.
The way I judge talent, I look at the potential. I don't look where, oh man, I look at the growth.
Right.
Like you said, man, this dude got something. It's something this dude got. I don't know what it is, but he got something.
Right.
And you hang in there with him. Those are the talents that I like to see. Like I told you before, and like I said, I've seen you guys when you guys first started out.
Right.
I was telling Trey, I see the growth. For me to still be here at 68 years old to see where you guys was what, 19, 20 something when y'all came up in here?
It was like 25, 26.
Come on. You guys were coming up in here and we had some talented cats before you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
We was like, man, what you doing up here? You can't get none of this up in here. You might as well just go on back to such and such. But you guys hung with it.
Patrice O'Neal told me, hey man, it's a pecking order.
I love that dude.
It ain't your time to blow yet.
Yeah.
You gotta. He was like, this guy gotta get famous first. And this guy gotta get famous first. And this guy gotta get famous first. Then you. It ain't your time. It's a pecking order. And I said, well, excuse me if I skip the motherfucking line.
I'm cutting.
But Tracy told me again. Tracy said to me that night, hey, go be a star. And he said, you don't owe me anything for everything I've done. I was like, thank you so much for everything because I knew I was not gonna work with him in that capacity ever again. I said, thank you so much for everything, man. Thank you. You didn't have to do this for me. He changed my life. He changed my life. And he said, you don't owe me nothing. The only thing you owe me is when you in the big seat, you do the same thing for the next comic coming up. So now I'm in the big seat.
I think one time I ran into Denzel. And Denzel, he a preacher now. He was preaching back then. And Denzel gave me a prayer. He said, now, Carter, you hold on to this prayer. You pray. And then you give this prayer to one of your other buddies. And I know he's talking about entertain, whatever, right? And I think after I did the corner, it blew him away. My performance blew him away when I did the corner, man. And to get that accolade, man, to get that congratulations from him, I was like, he was like, oh man, Carter, man. And I truly believe of me playing that raw, gritty character, that's when he did Training Day.
Ooh.
Because from what I hear, he would call Charles Dutton up and say, was he high when he when he did that? Was he? Charles said, hell no, man, he's going to work. And we were at the Laker game, and then they'll go, yeah. I said, well, D, man. I said, man, come on, man. What's happening, man? Me and you.
Yeah.
I said, man, introduce me to your agent, Ed Lamato. Ha, my nigga. You know?
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne came, Sam Jackson said something. They all know, your work speaks for itself.
Yeah.
That camera, that lens right there, that lens don't lie.
Mm.
When you go into that character and I don't care whether you're telling a joke or whether you're doing that, you can tell whether you're lagging, faking, shaking, or you can tell whether he's really into it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where you want to go. You want to go, as God says, exceedingly abundantly above.
But see, like you just said, you gotta know that though. I think a lot of times people don't really know or they won't admit, like, I wasn't prepared for that.
Right.
I wasn't ready for that.
No.
I wasn't locked in. I wasn't 100%. I wasn't, and then they'll get mad when they don't get.
Well, it's very simple. The biggest enemy is ourselves.
The enemy within.
The biggest enemy is ourselves.
And white
If you
people.
get- if you-
That's all niggas here. White people too.
Well, Bob, and when I was running that company, I was into myself.
It's us.
Bob,
It's white people too. It's white people
Bob, when we took that money, we were into ourselves. We weren't thinking, Bob. And shit, Jim.
Hold on. We got the young boy, the intern in here. Very new to this whole conversation.
Come on now.
Do you have any questions for Mr. TK Carter? You sat here and you listened to everything we talked about. I know some of the references you didn't get. Is there anything you would like to ask him?
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, intern, you got one? Go.
Is there anything you would say to your 20-year-old self? Any piece of advice?
That I didn't have to do what everybody else did. In the sense of, I didn't have to go to all the premieres and all the stuff that didn't mean anything. In other words, I should have
just showing your face for showing your face.
just going to go.
Right.
Okay, you understand? The way I would do it differently is I would be like, I'd have studied more. I studied, but I was going for the money instead of the craft.
Right.
I'd have took care of my health a lot more. What do I mean by health a lot more? And I tell the brothers this right now. You check your numbers, right? Man, how much I got in my bank account, what year my car is. These are all numbers, right?
Right.
What address I live, right? These are all numbers, right?
Right.
Okay. How long I've been in these are all numbers, right? Start checking the numbers at the doctor. Get your doctor. Start checking out your health. What's my prostate count? What's my blood count? What's my blood pressure count? What's my A1C or whatever? You want to, if your health is 100%, you can have fun spending the money. If your health is 100%, you can create better. I would handle my priorities a lot different. Instead of going for the fame and the success and did you see me on TV last night? I'd been like, no man, it's time for me to really like focus in on my spirituality, focus in on my health, focus in on my wealth and focus in on my creativity. Instead of focus trying to get famous so you can meet a girl or get the money so you can go buy a car to meet a girl or get some money to go buy some jewelry, buy some stuff that don't make sense.
To be a girl.
My decisions would be a little better. And we already know better because mama and grandmama told us that when we left to come out here to Hollywood. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
You told me that he went to your mother's party. I said,
Grandmama and mama gave us these lessons.
Come on.
Grandpa and
Come on.
granddad
You
gave us
remember.
these lessons. But in our defense, they ain't see these bitches.
Nah.
These bitches bad.
These bitches bad.
Grandma,
Let me tell you
you ain't
something.
seen these
Let me
bitches.
tell you something. Let me tell you
You mean
something.
to tell me Josephine Baker wasn't bad?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Okay? The scariest thing is that success. Cause them broads is coming.
Man.
Okay, wait. 2 points I want to make. 2 points.
The broads is coming.
Samson, the strongest man to ever walk the earth,
Come on.
destroyed by the woman that slept in his arms.
Yep.
Second point, you said something just now. I would prioritize, focus on these things better.
Yeah.
Robert Townsend one day in the barbershop said, he was my boy Garrett Dixon. Shout out G. Asked him, just give me some advice. You've been in the game. You were OG in the game. What? He said, every party you go to, that's a script you're not writing.
Ooh.
Damn.
Every girl you chasing, every event you want to walk the red carpet, that's a pilot. That's a treatment you're not writing. I would do less of that and more of this.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah.
And so when I figured that out, I got more scripts and TV shows and more creative projects than you can imagine. Okay. When I was able to realize the talent I have as a writer, because, I wrote all Chris Tucker's funny stuff for Rush Hour. I did a lot of that stuff. I did Michael Jordan, Space Jam, helped him. I've created a lot of stuff, some ghostwriting for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Started doing myself. Now what I've basically done is turn the business thing around. We have a film distribution company. We distribute films. We help finance films, number one. Right now we have a new social media site, which I'm one of the owners of. It's called click.social.
Click.social.
Click-
Click.social.
Click.social. Go there and please join.
Mhm.
They're coming left and right. We are a
You
site.
say we, you have a team? You have
Yeah, I have a couple partners.
Okay.
And this site, once you come to this site, you'll never have to go to any. Everything is on that site.
Everything like what? Like
Fishing,
Fishing, shopping?
Like we have our own like TikTok type thing. We have our own Instagram type thing. We have our own AI type thing. You can check crypto coin. You can, and then we'll be the only site basically where you can actually get paid for staying on. PayPal pay you for. We're setting that up right now where they'll pay you for staying. The longer you stay on, you get paid.
oh wow. Wow.
And then the bottom line is you control the content. The content don't control you.
Mhm.
So all your content you put on
The longer you stay on and provide content, you get paid.
No. If you stay on there, just
As a
user.
as a
Just be a
user,
follower,
yeah.
Mhm.
But see, the bottom line to it is a lot of these social media sites, they have it to where, they dictate which you're gonna watch.
Right.
The algorithm.
You dictate what you want to watch.
Right.
Mm.
That's funny.
And click is CLIK.
CLIK
dot social.
CLIK.social.
We're on the
We'll put it right here. Look,
Google.
CLIK dot social. Put it right here.
Yeah. And
Okay, so now that's funny you said that because I've always said we talk about this all the time. People don't use social media the right way, as far as I'm concerned. Your social media is if you owned. I think people should use their social media as if they own their own network. So
Well, that's
what
what
are
this
you
is.
putting on your network?
Mhm.
Yes.
You know what I mean? What are
Yeah.
you showcasing that you want people to be enthused about and excited about and follow and like and subscribe to and buy? People
Right.
just put pictures up and do.
No,
hey, I'm here.
you can put it. You want to put your own show on there, put your own show. You want to sell something, sell something. You want to have a class on there, have a class. Do whatever. We say it's a social media site for the people, for the
Social
planet,
media
for
site.
the people.
Click.social.
For the planet, for the people. You want to have, matter of fact, you want to have this on there. You want to have a goddamn comedy club on it. Whatever you want to have. You control it.
All right, I'm going to go pee. John Grimes, question for TK Carter, since you don't know who he is.
Who are you?
Tony
No.
Rock in the house.
First of all, thank you for all the information that you shared. It was pretty crazy to see that you've had that kind of experience in one career. You told stories for multiple stars, and you one person. So
Oh, wow.
that's pretty cool to watch and listen to. That's why I didn't have any questions at the time, because I was like, he got another story. This story crazier than the last story he just told.
Well,
and I was just impressed by it all.
thank you, brother.
I mean, if I had a question to ask, when you get to a point in your career like this, I think I would want to know, based off how you started and where you are now, what do you want to be remembered for in this career?
I just want to be remembered for doing great work.
Mm.
And great work and great work from comedy, great work from stand up, great work for dramatic acting, great work for creativity, and great work for helping people, so that I can say that I did use my talent wisely. You're gonna have ups and downs. You're gonna be on a roller coaster ride. Sometimes things are gonna be going so well for you, and that's when you really got to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not when the times is down. It's the time when everything is going great for you and you're up here. That was most difficult for me to handle at one time because I I didn't understand it. I didn't understand, you know, hey, I'll get that. No, we'll get that for you. Can I get some fruit punch here? No, we'll make the fruit punch right here for you. You know, everything is for, you know, and I got to the point to where the success, the success scared me. Mm-hmm. It scared me because it was like I was on a freeway. I was on a freeway, and I was doing 100 miles an hour, and I want to get on the off ramp, take a break, but you couldn't. So people want this success and they want this fame and all of that. You look in the Bible, there ain't nobody in the Bible that was able to handle a blessing.
Man, wow.
Every person that God ever blessed in the Bible, they blew it. See, so you got to ask yourself a question. Why am I doing what I'm doing? It got to the point where I realized, I said, TK, why are you trying to be an actor and a comedian, man? So you can be famous? So you can just, you know who I am? Like you can't catch a cold.
Yeah.
You know, hey man, park that up front, bro. TK Carter, man. There was a time, man, I was feeling myself. When I say feeling it, you couldn't tell me nothing. I got another check coming next week. And I got another check coming after that. Yeah. And I got some more checks coming over here. Yeah. And I got so many checks coming now that I don't know who's doing what with the money. And then your friends, they're the one that's changing, not you. So now they tripping.
Say that shit, TK. Wow.
They tripping.
Say that shit.
They tripping. It ain't you. But then you
try so hard to stay the same that they start acting
Come
different.
on, man. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so here's the deal, though, right?
Damn, say that shit.
Let me just tell you something. This is so cold-blooded about it. And when it comes from your own folk and your own friend that you thought your friend, then you start trying to feel guilty for them. Yeah. Here's the deal. God gave you the gift. God said he's not a respecter of persons. Mm. So the bottom line, the same gift he gave Trey, he done gave me. It's just how you work it. Mm-hmm. I'm not a respecter of persons. What you gonna do with it? But you don't owe nobody nothing.
Right.
And have you all tripping out and you sitting up there and you can't go to sleep because you feel like, man, see, he called me for $1,000, man, and shit, I didn't give it to him, man. Oh, man, but I gave him $10,000 last month, man, but he want another $1,000. I can't. Oh, man, let me give him this $1,000, man, get this. You don't have to do that. Mm. Sometimes you got to know how to say no.
Your no's are just as valid as your yeses.
Come on now.
I said it when the year started. When this year started, 2025 started, I said all my debts are paid. You know what that means? What? All my debts are paid. I don't owe anybody anything.
Come on, man.
Mm-hmm. All my debts are paid.
You focused.
I'm locked in.
So tomorrow, if somebody comes to you and say, Tony, okay, well, we're gonna put you on TV series, Tony. You be like, all right, let's go. You ready? And we're living in different times now. Times we're living in right now, folk want you to make money. Mm. They want people to get off their ass and do what you do. You gotta wait for nobody. I gotta wait for you to make a movie. I ain't gotta wait for me to do a comedy special. I gotta wait for you to. No, here's the deal. I'm gonna do this shit and then you wanna buy it, it's for sale. Mm-hmm.
2 specials. Shot 2 specials myself. We editing the second one right now. Like in
what?
Did it myself. I'm gonna edit it, get it ready, and be like, yo, whoever want to cut me a check, let's go.
Come on, man, it's gonna sell too.
If not,
hey, baby, you got 2. Just make sure you hold one. Just hold one for that. Don't give me your A game now.
Don't give me C and B.
Give me C and B. They gotta feel more slim them.
Yeah. They gotta give me more money for the A.
Man. You know, we were talking. You said, I mean, we don't put a stick in it, man. But I told him I really wanted to tell him this, man. This is about your brother, man.
Yeah, no. Let's get to when he landed in LA. Okay, you said when Eddie landed.
Okay,
what was it like when my brother landed here?
Let me tell you something. So everybody knew that there was this funny comedian named Chris Rock. He had a hairstyle that looked. It wasn't like Kid and Play, but it was a little shorter and he had a little grill, little whatever. But he was skinny and he was funny. And all we knew is that Eddie Murphy kind of put the stamp on him, whatever, that there's this kid that Eddie say. So we all down at the Comedy Store on Sunset. First time I saw him, I said, he's just pretty funny. So Chris got established as being a comedian, right? But he went on one night, and I'll tell him to his face.
At the store?
He went on the store one night, and the set was
Trash.
he talked about his mother had a shuck, some house shoes that were like socks, and they called them
Shoes with the socks already in it.
Shoes
They
and
call them
socks, the shock, a sock or whatever.
Yeah.
It was, and crowd wasn't really laughing, and he dropped the mic or something and walked off the stage. And I said to myself, this looks mad. He came back with that special. I don't know if it was a result of that night, but I don't know how he did it,
Right.
but he came back with that special. And to this day, I watched that special. I say this, it's got to
Bring the
be.
pain. Now let me can I tell you the backstory? Can I tell you the backstory?
Ooh, I don't know who made him mad.
Let me tell you the backstory. That night was a small part of a bigger night. So he's on SNL.
Right.
He can't get his skits co-signed. You know, they do two.
Right.
A lot of people don't know this.
Right.
They do two tapings
Right.
SNL. When you watch the 11:30 show,
Right.
that's the live show.
Right.
They do like a 9:30 show, 9:30 to 11
Take that.
pre-show to see what's funny, decide what's funny, and say that'll make the late show that goes live.
Yeah.
Right.
He couldn't get any of his skits on the late show, the live show. He would pitch weekly, come to all of the brothers. Yo, is this funny? We like, yo, that's funny. That's gonna go. That's gonna go. That gotta go. They would like thumbs down at showtime, at live time. It made the first show, late show, no, right? Just so disheartened by that. Co-stamped by Eddie, but can't excel on the show that Eddie was on, the way Eddie did. So there's a lot of pressure there. Offered in Living Color. When McKeenan and Damon had left.
Right.
They offered him in Living Color. Executive producer, your show, full running the show. Which all of the brothers, we always thought like, yo, they can't go behind the Wayans brothers. Like that's not even a good look to go from Wayans to Rocks. That's not a good look. But he did it anyway.
Right.
His agent said don't do it. His manager said don't do it. He did it anyway. Because he just wanted to get his skits out. To show people he could play in this space. His manager left. His agent left.
Oh my God.
And then In Living Color gets canceled. Damn. So by all intents and purposes, my brother was out of the business. No manager, no agent in Los Angeles, you done.
Yeah.
You work at In-N-Out Burger now. You done. What does he have left? What does he have to fall back on? Stand up. He just left LA, didn't go to New York, went in the middle, went in that middle area. When you look on the map and it's New York here and LA there, he went in this middle area.
Midwest.
And just started working. Clubs after club after club, putting this set together. This the shit that middle America's gonna fuck with. Start putting it together. Came back like, yo, I got this shit. I got this shit. Watch this shit. Did the half hour first. People don't remember that. Did Big Ass Jokes first. HBO, half hour, Big Ass Jokes.
Remember that.
Murdered. HBO execs like, yo, what else you got? Yo, come see this show. Now he goes to New York. Watch this show. And does Bring the Pain. It was supposed to be another half hour. People don't know this. HBO gave him another half hour after the first half hour. But one of the execs, I don't know the person's name, came to watch him in New York. He did the full hour, Bring the Pain, top to bottom. And they were like, oh, we're not doing a half hour. We're doing a fucking hour. And she went back and told HBO, no, this is an hour. This is an hour special.
He killed the game, threw the mic down.
And came down, Bring the Pain, and did that shit. And the game, I know I'm biased. It's my brother.
Right.
The game has never been the same since Bring the Pain.
Come on.
Everybody's been chasing Bring the Pain since then. All of y'all niggas been chasing Bring the Pain since then.
And they can't get it.
All of y'all niggas been chasing Bring the Pain since
So let
then.
me just tell you my real Chris Rock story. because I love your brother, man. We won't even get into,
the bitches.
we won't even get into if I would have been with him at the Oscars.
Oh, listen, we won't get into it. I was there.
Well, don't
I'd probably be
come on, man. I
released
understand.
this weekend.
That's what. So I worked with my friend Scott Julian was doing.
Scott Julian, my man.
That's my boy.
That's my man.
Go way back with Scott.
He was like my brother's wedding.
He was doing Chris Rock's hair. So Chris Tucker would see me do my stand up. So I just like the way, man, you be doing, man, you got them top, and you. I said, man. So we exchanged numbers. Chris goes, man, listen, man, they want me to do this movie called Rush Hour. Can you help me with the script and help me with the whole punch up and jokes and help me? I said, fine. So Chris brings me the script. I look at the script. I said, if you do this script the way it is right now, your shit's over with, Smokey.
Wow.
And I said, and if you do this script and you do it like Smokey, your shit's over with. He said, well, man, what am I supposed to do it? Eddie Murphy, 48 Hours, homie. You got to be funny, you got to act. And we worked every scene, we did the whole thing. So I guess Chris had talked to Scott Julian, said, man, I like what T did with Chris on the Rush Hour. I'm getting ready to do this movie with Bernie Mac, head of state, head of state something. And man, I'd really like to, see if he can, punch, do some jokes. Because Chris is like this, and look, he want to go get an army. He gonna get an army to make it happen.
Yeah. He gonna get Wanda, Louis, Ali, Lance,
whatever.
And Chuck.
Right. So I got a call, and it was Chris. He said, man, Scott had told me, says, man, I'm gonna give Chris the number. Chris gonna get. I said, oh man, get the hell out of here, right? This is where I kind of messed up. I come off of Rush Hour with Chris, man, and killing him.
He was feeling himself.
Shit. I was feeling myself like the Novocaine had just wore off. And Chris, Chris, when Chris said, hey, man, what's happening, man? How you doing?
Yeah.
So who's this? Who's this? That's how I always answer the phone. Who's this? It's Chris Rock. Pause. Yeah, what's happening, man? He said, yeah, man, I'm getting ready to do this this movie, man, and I like what you did with Tucker. And I, want to, see if you might want to, write some material, work and do the whole I said, yeah, man, let me think about it, the blah, blah, blah. We talk a second day, and he tells me how the process, how he wants to do it. The process is, I'm gonna have a round table. Now my whole thing is I don't really do round tables because I throw my shit in the round table and it mine be on the table and I be out the round. So my whole thing was like, Chris, look, man, I got this for you, man. I said, why don't we just go ahead and
You want it just you and him?
Yeah. Go to Bungalow, and I do the same thing with Tucker. I go from page 1 all the way to 110-15. Give you what, woo. And then he started telling me. He said, "Well, I got a lot of, he's sending to me now. T, if you, in other words, help me and
I'll help you. Yeah.
I got you on the back end."
So I'm doing a lot of stuff, man, TV stuff, and woo. I just have to bring the pain.
Right.
What I should have said was like, Chris, man, listen, man, whatever, man.
Right.
I'm coming over, man. Don't worry about it, man. Whatever you need, man. Woo. TK feeling it. Then his manager called me. Said, well, then call my agent, woo. And I think it was one of his managers, Rodenberg, or one of the people said,
Yeah.
I said, man, and I know Michael Rodenberg because I did his first TV pilot when he came in from Canada, right? It was a cartoon show, whatever. He says, does TK Carter, what the hell, does he know who Chris Rock is? How's Chris Rock? How could he say, woo? He says, well, he wants to just do a roundtable, but this ain't going to happen and blah, blah, blah. So it went nowhere. So for that year or year and a half, I thought Chris Rock was pissed off at me. I was like, oh, shoot. Scott said, man, T, man, you should have just did it. Whoa, I said, I know, Scott, man, but I can't. It's too late to go back. But let me show you how good your brother is.
Right.
When he got Everybody Hate Chris, I got several calls to be on that show as a guest star. Hey, TK, we got, they want to know if you can such and such. I said, right. I don't think about that part. And I said, no. And I kept feeling bad because I said, if the right part comes, woo, right? And I was like, God, I want to work with the guy, man. I like the guy. I don't want to. He was so classy. I ran into him in the Comedy Store and he never mentioned anything about
Head of State.
Mm-hmm. He never mentioned anything about any of the show or nothing. He was just consummate professional. Mm-hmm. And I needed a job. And the phone rang. And they said, it's the last show, I think the second to the last show on Everybody Hates Chris, and they want you to play the mayor. And I did that show. And I said this to myself, he hired me, Mario Van Peebles hired me, and there was one other black director that hired me, all in Hollywood, no one ever did. Your brother was one that looked out for me because he liked my work, he liked my talent, and the brother came through. So and to be sitting here with his brother, mm-hmm. Okay, and the love that he has for his brother, we don't have to go into it because we know Tony loves his brother, whatever, right? To see his growth and his brother's growth, and to see that they both got separate brands and they both good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, agreed.
And I'm just honored to know. I'm just honored to know you, young brothers. I'm honored for y'all to have the OG here. Cause look here, man, it's past my medication, it's past my bedtime.
I knew I had to. I knew we had to get you. Yeah. When we was at the Ice House, we was at DL show at the Ice House. That's where he saw me.
Yeah.
And when I got off stage, he was standing right there, and I was like, my eyes lit up. I was like, oh, and we just gave each other a big hug because. He used to come pick me up, and we used to ride out to LA Live, hang out. Yeah. And he just used to
hang around the young cats. Yeah. Now, see, here's the deal, man. I don't want to be sitting around drinking no Metamucil margaritas. Yeah. I don't want to. I try to hang around with some young, and he'll tell me, hey, young man, you gotta just hang out, man. Cause come on, man, they gotta know. Yeah. I said, man, listen, I'm wearing Skechers now, man. I'm dressing.
Skechers sliding.
Hey, I'm dressing for comfort now.
Yeah.
It's a whole new different thing.
All good.
You know what I'm saying? It's
but you still you.
Yeah.
You still you.
Yeah.
You still happy. You still you, and you still who you are to us.
Yes.
Exactly.
I'm not trying to.
Who you are to us forever.
Yes. You know why I like hanging around y'all? Because y'all don't be shaking and shit. I gotta be around the youngsters. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and so to be around y'all, man, y'all. And I told him when he talked about the show, right? I went on the internet to look at y'all show.
Yeah,
y'all show got something. Cause I saw my boy Mekhi Phifer on there. Mekhi paid my son and Bobby Brown. I paid Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
And Mekhi, Mekhi's he's a young old head. He like the 70s music, like I like, right? But I saw the look of the show and the tone of the show and how you keep it. Hell no, we're gonna put the pin right there. Hold on a second, man. We're gonna keep that right there.
Because I'm trying to get all the information. I want everybody to tell their full story.
What college did you go to?
The School of Hard Knocks.
I love you guys, man.
Yeah,
and
we appreciate
like I said,
you, man.
You got me, man. Listen. When you do your show,
I'm there. I'm not joking.
I'm there.
Let me tell you something. Aries Spears sat in that same seat, and he told me about a project he was passionate about. And I said, bro, I would love to be a part of that. If you need anything from me, let me know. And I put Ari Spears with some writers that I knew, and the script is finished and sitting in my house right now. I just have to finish reading it and tell Ari Spears what I think about it. I got it done. I helped him get it done. I didn't. I facilitated part of it. I'm telling you right now, I have a show that I am currently pitching right now about my life. I need a guy to be the bartender.
You tell him I'm
I go
in.
to the bar at night to reflect and talk to a guy and get wisdom from and life stories from and insight from. And I'm looking at you as you're talking, and I swear on everything I love, I'm looking at you and I'm like, yeah, TK's that guy. TK's
Hey,
gonna be the guy.
here's the deal.
That's
You
what's
can
up.
tell your people that I've already said yes. I'll tell you management company I'm with, but don't worry about it because I make my decisions.
Right.
But I got a pilot that I wrote that's a beast.
Okay.
And now check this out. For the longest I've been saying, who are the two guys that can do this show? So wait a second, man. I'm going to see Tony and Trey.
All right, so
That's
we
it.
gonna talk.
That's
We
it.
gonna talk.
That's all I'm gonna say. And when you see it, you're gonna say, if you say no, it's okay. But you know, maybe you can be on as producers. It don't matter.
Right.
But I'm telling you something right now, man. It's good.
Okay, last thing I'm gonna say before we go. Last one, because I gotta go to the stage. I'm like you said, if we get the money, then we get the money. You said something earlier that
Go
I was
ahead.
like, I gotta make sure I go back to that. You said the guy, I forgot their names. You said they did a lot of stuff in TV, a lot of stuff, they produced a lot of shows. I forgot the names you said. But that's what my goal is. My goal is when you watch a sitcom, right?
Right.
The names in front of the camera change every 2 years, 3 years. The names that scroll after the show ends
Right.
are the same names for 20, 30 years.
Come on now.
I want to be behind the camera and do that shit for 50 years as opposed to being in front of the camera and only have a shelf life of 4 to 5 years. So I'm trying to set myself up for the behind the camera.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the action is going to come and go. But if you the guy that's like, yes, no, you can do that shit till you 90.
Yeah.
Cider.
Well, let me just tell you something.
That is, am I right or wrong?
Yeah, but you're not trying. You're
I
doing,
am. You change your words, change your world.
You are. And if that's what you want, that's what you're going to get, so be it. You understand? You have a lot of people that I may want to know, and I got a lot of people that you may want to know.
Right.
If I can help you get there, he tell me, I'm open. T, boom. Like you said today, when you just said it, you says, man, a guy that's the bartender, and I see them the real characters. Them the characters I do.
Right.
Because the real can come out of that.
Right.
Some real can come out of that. Other than just a part. I don't just do parts. I do roles. And the timing, and I'm not going to say, because I know what's going on, the timing for shows like that, they looking at them right now.
Right. Right. Same thing my manager said. My manager's like, they want funny, but they want like something they could relate to. People in in the middle America can go, that's my life.
Yep.
People in New York can go, yo,
Yep.
that's my life. East
Yep.
Coast, yo, that's
Yep.
West Coast, that's my life.
Yep. And you can do it. Listen, I'm not taking no for an answer. You're not taking no for an answer.
No, it's just not right now.
No, it's not right now, man. Man, I found myself, and not to go back into it, but I found myself when I told you I was dealing with my wife with her situation. And he called me, he says, your boy, what's the boy on? Dave. I did Dave. I was supposed to just do maybe 1 or 2. So they just brought me back for 5. And at the same time, another ABC, the company you keep, brought me back. So I was doing 2 series at the same time. And I'm going like, but why not?
Right.
But now it's time for us to look at what they do and take all of that in and do the same thing and own our stuff.
What your man said with no teeth, I steal from everybody.
Come on. I
steal from everybody.
Listen, Carter, I steal with everybody. Begging Benny.
Begging Benny.
Begging Benny. May he rest in peace. He's pickled right now. He probably right now.
Yo, listen, man. You don't
Man.
understand the honor that it was to just sit and have a conversation with you, man.
Really.
Thank you.
I used to see you every night and laugh at you when I first moved to LA.
Thank you,
in
man.
the lobby talking to Jamie. I remember I was like, damn, that's the dude, man. That's the dude from the thing. That's the Punky
Oh,
Brewster.
wow, man.
We would have conversations. One of my
Wow.
favorite movies to this day. Me and my brothers right now, if I go home and all my brothers at my house right now, we will eat, we'll have a few drinks and be like, yo, what we watching? The Thing.
Are you serious?
That's our movie, man.
Are you
That's our
serious?
movie. That's,
Oh man,
bruh. That's our movie.
Well, I'll go down in history in that movie as the first black person in a horror film not to die while the beginning credits are rolling.
It is an absolute honor to talk to you.
Yes.
Man.
Thank you,
It's
Tony.
a pleasure.
Appreciate it,
Anything
Thank you, Tony.
you need, you call me.
Come on, Tony, man.
You
You the man.
ride to the airport. You let me
Man,
know.
you the man. You the man. And if I can do anything for you, man, like I say right now, man, tell him, man. Tell him, say, man, I got TK. He gonna play the
Coming.
bartender.
Yeah.
I'm
gonna
down
let him know I got
with
TK.
you.
I'm gonna let him know I got TK.
I'm down with you.
All right.
Yes, sir.
TK Carter, y'all. Give it up for him in the green room.
Yo.
Grimy, let him know where you at.
John Grimes at Mr. Tan Panda, St. Louis, March 14th.
What's the name of the club?
City Winery, St. Louis.
Joe Feezy.
Yo, Joe Feezy. We are in Huntsville, Alabama at the Levity Live Comedy Club. Looking forward to that, man. It's my first time out there in the South.
Trey.
Come on now.
Yo, next week on the 7th, I'm gonna be doing I got Flappers on the 7th. And then on the 8th, I'm doing hosting a LA fire relief charity event from 1 to 6.
Nice.
And then as soon as I'm done with that, I gotta drive to Temecula to do Don't Tell Comedy Show.
Nice.
Don't
in
tell.
Temecula.
Dope,
Yeah.
dope.
And yeah, so that's it for next week.
Okay. I'm going to Atlanta this Thursday to meet my new nephew. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm in Huntsville, Alabama at the Levity Live. And San Diego the weekend after that. Pittsburgh the weekend. Buffalo the weekend after that. And Pittsburgh the weekend after that. We working, man. It's the Born to Rock tour. It's the hardest tour going today. Charleston, I love you very much. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.